Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. And look who done slid in there like Eddie Kane. You know, we going to start the show. Yeah, exactly. Just slid in there right as
Oh, I ain't got no money. I don't have caviar.
Marcus Eddie Kane the third then came sliding in. Good to see you, brothers. Kelvin, Marcus, good to see you. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing good, man.
Good,
Doing
man.
wonderful. Man, we East Coast champs on one side. Got a chance to with the track to do it again. Baseball in first place with a big series coming up. None of our guys. Well, none of our main guys in the transfer portal committed anywhere yet, and now the portal is closing. I'm feeling a little froggy. I'm ready to jump.
It's a good time to be a rattler. Good time. We are in the golden days. I feel like we're just in the start of the golden days, Good times. Good times indeed. So yeah, we got a lot to talk about on tonight's show. Spring sports right in its peak here. We got a chance to and I'm still trying to track down the SWAC just how they tabulate the points
for the Commissioner's Cup.
Yeah, I'm not buying any of the previous stuff I've seen out there because I still think that was last year's numbers. But I need for myself to see how are points tabulated and based on what criteria. So I'm still hunting that down from my SWAC people. But
yeah, I'm questioning regular season champs versus tournament champs and all that kind of stuff. I'm not sure on that either, but we will get that answer.
Yes. Sooner than later, we'll get that answer. So coming up on tonight's show, as we talk about all things related to spring sports, we even probably have a little bit of time to get in a few topics and definitely some recruiting updates and information. And then coming up in hour 2, Coach P coming on the show. Championship, East Division championship coach of our softball team as they get ready to head to they actually have a week where they have sort of a week off before they get ready to head to Gulfport, Mississippi for the SWAC tournament. We've already found out who we're going to be playing in the opening game. So we got a lot of softball. I got a lot of softball slides that I'm showing today. I think I'm loaded up with softball slides. So pretty good stuff. Marcus, we got our recruiting stuff all together. How's that looking?
Well, just like I came in at the last minute. That's what I was doing. That's why I was late. I was like, oh no. So I should be up to date. Hopefully everything's all coordinated and consistent with information posted elsewhere with the Olympic sports. So
gotcha.
Updated softball. We got a softball. I don't know if she's a new commit, but it was announced by her club team this week.
Okay.
Softball. We had the slew of volleyball people that just popped up, and Coach Gokon snuck those under the wire on me.
Yeah.
And basketball, men's basketball.
Excited about that. I'm excited about that personally. Yeah.
So got them updated, and at least one baseball that I've forgotten that hadn't updated since we talked about it last fall.
Okay. Good stuff. Well, we want to say hello to everybody that's watching us wherever you're watching us. You might be watching us on one of our 2 YouTube channels. We are the ONG StrikeZone, part of the Black College Sports Network, part of the Jericho Broadcast Network. So you might be watching us on @MyJBN Online, which is where a lot of good folks are chatting, or you might be on our ONG StrikeZone page as well. And if you're not, we want you to follow both of those streams because you never know. Sometimes we put some extra, more focused content on the ONG page to make it easy if you want to come back and watch maybe a specific interview or specific clips. We'll kind of throw it over there. Whereas our JBN is primarily our host site for our shows. So we thank everybody and all of you folks on YouTube. Please hit that thumbs up button right now. Go ahead and do that. Take a second. all the people who are watching, hit that thumbs up button. You know, we should have well over, I'm looking at the numbers, we should have over 30-something people hitting that thumbs up button real quick. Helps the algorithm out, so we appreciate you. You might be also watching us on Facebook, the Black College Sports Network Facebook page, or our ONG StrikeZone Facebook page. We appreciate you. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button on that channel. All appreciative. Hello to everybody watching us on Instagram Live or watching us on X via the Black College Sports Network or the ONG Strike Zone. We are everywhere. We're trying to be in more places than the law allows. So just go ahead and make sure you're following the streams wherever we are and however we're doing it. Especially now's a great time to share the show with family. You know, we still there's a lot of alumni out there who haven't heard the show. They you know, I bump into people and I tell people everywhere we go, have you heard of the ONG Strike Zone? Oh, what's that? Oh, we talk about FAMU Athletics. Oh, really? So come on, y'all who are the loyal listeners, please share this with your family. Put this on your streams and all that good stuff. We greatly appreciate you. Okay. Now that I got all the plugs out the way, y'all ready to do the roll call? We like to do a roll call to the people who jumped in early and say
Roll call.
Exactly. I want to jump in and say hello to the people who got in first.
Present.
You what?
You know, when they used to do the roll call in school, you know,
President.
president, that it, president.
I used to teach a middle school class, and I didn't realize I used to always say, all right, everybody have a seat so I can do the roll call, right? And the kid, it was to the point where the kids would always make fun of it when I say, and when I get ready, they'd all I can hear them murmuring. They go, roll call. And I'm like, huh, what are y'all doing? Mr. Bulver, you don't know, you always say it that way. And so now, you know, they would see me in the hallway and they'd be like, roll call. And so yeah, I told the kids, I said, you know, I gotta get me a t-shirt that just little caricature of me that says roll call, you know. But anyway, just kind of when you deal with middle schoolers and you kind of connect with them, that's the fun times right there. So all right, first up on the block, Jimmy Mack. What's
up, J Mac?
Jimmy Mack coming out. Let's see
Treasure Coast.
The new fly zone. The no-fly zone is on the horizon. Marcus, what was he talking about? We got some new DBs that we're talking about.
Or at least one, yeah.
All right, at least one. There we go. Hello, Alice.
Man.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, there we go. Hey, family, good to see you.
Apopka.
APK in the house. Little baby 245 checking in. Hello.
DC.
Good to see you. Bull.
What's up, Bull?
Good to see you. Good to see you there. Yes, see you. Melissa Wilson coming in.
Hey, Melissa.
Melissa coming in. Hey, Kendra checking in.
Nice.
Good to see you, Kendra. All right. Good to see you. Mary 305 checking in.
What's up, Mary?
Hey, Mary. Marcus from Macon in the house. Demetra Alford. Good to see you.
850.
Thank you for checking. I love how Marcus you peeping this, how Kelvin just knows these, right? Ashton Harris. Good to see you, Ashton. Let's see how far this streak can go. I'm loving this. Meredith, good to see you, Meredith.
Oh, man, Meredith, I don't want to get it wrong.
All right. Well, the next one you won't get wrong. Hey, Meredith, you won't get this one wrong. Chuck Hunt checking in.
Mississippi. No?
Monroe, Louisiana. Come on now. We appreciate it. Chuck, always shouting out Monroe, Louisiana. Good to see you. Coach Ferrasi checking in. Good to see you, Coach.
What's up, Coach?
Checking in. Yeah. James Ashton. See, James Ashton, don't even come in and say hello.
James Austin, 850.
Austin come in asking questions. I'm not even gonna put that up, James. I'm gonna just say hello to you. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna keep that moving. Trying to come in.
Just petty.
Yeah, just coming in petty. Come on, James. Tamara T. Good to see you, Tamara.
Tally ho.
Yeah, back in Tally. Good to see you. Let's see. Edwin Moore checking in.
Houston, Texas, I believe.
Yeah. We Rattlers are ready to come invade and take over that stadium in the Bayou this weekend. Coming to go win some track outdoor championships this weekend. So get ready. Rattler Nation's about to invade. Will Davis, good to see you there.
What's up, Will?
Will, good to see you. Little baby says we got a year to get ready for that SWAC. Hey, look,
It's open.
I was gonna say, is it open? It's open, right?
Yo, it's open.
It's
Absolutely.
open. Yeah, coach.
Right now, you would think Gremlins probably got, because right now they still got their coach. They did still lose some players, but they played a lot of players though. So you probably say they probably the favorites, but it ain't a overwhelming favorite. And if Grizzly come back, if she get cleared,
woo, watch out.
Look out.
Watch out. A lot of people. Marcus said, like that.
Well, I'm not doubting, but we need to sign some people. I'm seeing a whole bunch of signings at other schools, especially Alabama A&M. So I'm like,
oh well, they had to. I think you got to. When you think about how many people left that program, which is an amazing story just in itself. A coach leaves after 8 years, says she's leaving. They hire her in the former coach at UAPB, and the coach who left A&M got a new job in the SWAC. Unbelievable, man. I don't.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
We're like the Black College SEC.
Yeah, exactly.
Whole lot of swapping and
just mess. Yes, exactly. It'll be interesting to see. Good evening, Alice. Good to see you checking in from West Palm Beach. EA checking in. Good to see you, EA. Thanks for coming in.
What's up, EA?
Yeah, let me see. Who else is in here? JT.
What's up, JT?
Hold on, let me see. I got him. Yeah, there we go, JT. Good to see you, JT. Thanks for checking in.
We got a VIP in the house.
Who's that? Yep. Right there? Liv?
She need to come on. She need to log in.
Yeah, Liv. Come on now. It's been a minute. Good to see you, Liv. Good, Liv for hoops. Come on in. Good to see you. Doc's in the building. Doc. Dr. Lori.
What's up, Doc?
Good to see you. We missed you, Doc. Hope all is well. Hadn't seen you in a minute. So, y'all folks in the chat room, make sure to do right now. Do right. Be right. Do right. Be right. That's all I'm going to tell you to do. 80 Drew coming in.
What's up, Drew?
Just finished up the SIAC. Okay, so who won the SIAC softball tournament? Anybody got any updates? I know Drew does. He can tell us. Yeah. Dexter checking in. Good to see you, Dexter Martin. Good to see you, man.
What's going on, Dex?
Let me see. Where? Who? What I missed? Oh, the high. Okay, yeah. I gotta. I'm like, who? Where? Adrian Cook checking in. Good to see you, Adrian. Let me see. Anybody else I missed? Jay Hunter checking in. That's all right. You late? You're not too late. You get coming in a good time. All right. Anybody? It looks like I got everybody. Say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Okay, let's kind of get the show rolling. I always like to put up the reminder and let people know, Rattler Nation, you go ahead and be a part of that Rattler Athletic Fund. Now, I still put up the women's basketball account there because, Coach Gordon, my new favorite coach in the SWAC, my previous favorite coach, she's now coaching in the Conference USA. But now Coach Gordon is my 1A by itself. I had a 1A and 1B. Now I just got one. I got one, and it's Coach Gordon. So Coach Gordon, she got the BG 30 in 30 days. It started when what day did we do the campaign? When was that? The day of giving. What was that? April something 18th or something like that?
Yeah, it was about 2 weeks ago. About 2 weeks.
Couple weeks ago. Yeah, a couple weeks ago. And so she put the initiative out there. She needed $30 donations. And so we're trying to build up the pot on that fund. I donated in, put my 30 in, because I want us to be able to really dominate. And we know what kind of coach we have, and let everybody else do what they're doing. But we need to get down and we need to add up in these coffers so that we can get this women's basketball program rolling, so that coach can get more of her kind of ladies in the program. And so that's what that's for. So there's the women's basketball account. 00 or 0007 is the account code. $30 donation goes right into the women's basketball account. $30. That's all she asked for, and it's 30 days. So you do the math on the dates from the 18th all the way till whatever date that is, 30 days later. I'm not gonna say, so maybe May 16th, May 17th, 18th, 19th, somewhere in there. But BG 30 and 30. That's what I like to call it. So shout out to Coach Gordon.
And by the way, Rattler Nation, we appreciate y'all, man. Y'all showed out. We had one of our football players who needed a little more money to get there.
Mark Clark.
And Lamar, he came on the show. He gave us his information. And do you know, by Friday,
yep,
that he was already above his mark.
He was there.
Good job, Rattler Nation.
Exactly.
Thank y'all.
You, Rattler Nation. Thank you to everybody, the ONG family, for making that happen. And also GT3 too. Gerald Thomas got the ball rolling on that with the article that he did 1 week before we did the show. So we just kind of I appreciate Gerald for putting the article out there, which gave us the inclination to go ahead and reach out to those two young men. And so their missions trip, I think, coming up this weekend is when they leave on Sunday. So
I believe so.
Yeah. So let's keep Lamar Clark and Nayron Jenkins, keep them in your thoughts and prayers as they get ready to travel to Buenos Aires, Argentina, for a week missions trip, and that it may be powerful and fruitful and be a great experience for those two brothers. Okay. Speaking of, well, this is that time of year, folks. So it's graduation season. It is, just in case you didn't know, it's college graduation season. It's May. I love the month of May for various reasons. I love the month of May. May is my favorite month of the year. I think right next to December. I got to put May 1. May is my favorite. December is my second favorite. But this is, college graduation season. And then later on, you got high school graduation season. So you all pay attention now. You might have some family members or friends, that'll be graduating. You might get an announcement. They're looking for a little cash or something, so you guys be on the lookout. But this group of young Rattlers right here, 43 spring 2024 graduates are walking across the stage this weekend. They're gonna all with their bachelor's degrees. I didn't see any masters on this list, but in total we had 43 graduates, and by sport, let's see, baseball has 9, football has 9, golf there are 4, men's track 2, women's basketball 3, bowling 2, 1 softball, 6 from women's track, 2 volleyball, and 5 from cheer. So that's the roll for our graduates. So congratulations, welcome to alumni life to all of our new graduates right there. This is a great time. So I didn't know if there were any. I didn't see any masters right now. There might be some masters later on in the summer or in the fall. I know we got a lot of students who are in master's programs, but this group is all undergrad, bachelor's groups. One other piece of news related to academics is FAMU being a part of, or I should say, establishing a chapter of Chi Alpha Sigma with this inaugural class of 2024. Kelvin, can you break down a little bit of what Chi Alpha Sigma is for the people who might not be familiar?
Not really.
I didn't mean to spring that on you.
I just dropped it on him.
I'm sorry, I dropped that on you. I'm sorry. I'm gonna just read it from off the website. FAMU was accepted into the National College Athletic Honor Society as the Florida Row chapter of Chi Alpha Sigma, which recognizes student athletes from accredited 4-year NCAA, NAIA, and USCAA or NCCAA institutions who excel in both the classroom and competition. The Chi Alpha Sigma was founded in 1996 by a DePaul University football coach. His goal was to provide outstanding student athletes with an opportunity to become connected with a fraternal association that aligns their educational and athletic successes for a lifetime. So that's pretty good. An organization that's been around for quick do the math, 28 years now. And if I did a little research on my own here, there are 352 active chapters in the organization amongst the NCAA, NAIA, and NCCAA organizations. And of course, the NCAA, you've got a Division 1, 2, and 3. Among the state of Florida, the other chapters within the state of Florida, you have Florida State, Florida, Palm Beach Atlantic, St. Leo, West Florida, Florida Gulf Coast, Florida Southern, Nova Southeastern, Stetson, Berry University, Lynn University, Tampa. I think Tampa is a college. Tampa University, Eckerd College. And Tampa and Eckerd also started their chapters this year along with FAMU. So, yeah. Just a little.
And what I'll say is, just another opportunity for our student athletes to be a part of something to enhance the student athlete experience at FAMU. So honor society, it's good recognition, and it's a great mix of sports. We have really good students. I mean, we're a really great university with high standards, but we have a lot of great students across all sports, man, and so it's good to see and to be recognized. And it isn't like their advisors don't have enough to do already.
Right. Shout out to Kerry Collison, who's the advisor for this chapter. Yeah. So
thanks for stepping up to the plate and making and taking charge. I mean, you do a lot, so you are appreciated, and it doesn't go unnoticed.
Yeah, exactly. True that, indeed. You have to have a minimum cumulative GPA of a 3.4 on a 4.0 scale. And also you must be at least junior academic standing by the 5th semester or 7th quarter as determined by the certifying institution. So that's a little of, in case you wondered what the dynamics of that were. All right. Let's see what else I got. Okay. Let's move over to the baseball diamond. Big series on the road. We went out to Jackson, whooped those mangy cats. Got them good. Game 1, 9-5, took them out. Even though there was some a down outage with the live stats, so we were scouring the internet for scores because I don't know who paid that $19.99 to watch that game. Thanks to Jackson State.
It was $19.99 for one game or for the weekend.
Hey, look, that's what they were charging for women's basketball games. I don't think they would have gone down in the price. So, yeah. So anyway, 9-5 was game number 1. We did lose game 2 on Saturday, 5-3. But as you can see, we rebounded on Sunday and basically shut them out on a Sunday, 12-0. So another series 1, which, hey, that sets up for, there's you see the scores right there from across the conference. Texas A&M Grambling took 2. That was a big game over in the West Division right there. Grambling taking 2 out of 3 on Texas Southern.
Right.
That was a big series. Big series. And then you can also see, how about Alabama A&M taking out Bethune 2 of 3 in the last 2. That was also a big series.
It was.
I mean,
gave us some cushion.
Hey, it did. It did. It's funny you say that. Yeah, because looking at the standings here, as you can see on the standings right now, we have a 2-game lead. You know, we theoretically could be going into the series this weekend either tied or possibly, yeah, we at least it could have been tied had Bethune not lost to Alabama A&M. But kudos to Alabama A&M for hanging in there and fighting. But as you can see, this upcoming weekend is a big series against Bethune.
Actually, the next couple weekends.
Who's after this weekend?
Alabama State.
Alabama State
up there in Montgomery.
Yeah,
and then we end the season at Valley. Yeah.
Okay, so the next 2 so this is it right there. And so we're at home against Bethune. And then so we're 2 games up on Bethune, 4 games up on Alabama State. Nobody really, a lot of if you look at the streaks, nobody's really putting together. I mean, all the high number. Remember, just last week, Bethune was on a 7-game win streak. Texas Southern was on a 10-game win streak. Yeah, all that stuff is gone. All that stuff is gone. You can see it's a little tight there in the West as well. FAMU does have the best win percentage right now in the SWAC, despite Bethune-Cookman having the most. Well, excuse me, no, Jackson State has the most wins. Yeah, but
and had a weakest schedule. But
thank you. I was going to say all wins ain't equal, because all you got to do is go look at the metrics and figure out who did what.
They ain't got the best conference record though.
No, they don't. Yeah, when we talk about that coverage, yeah, we'll talk about that in a second as we get into talking about not all schedules are the same.
Hey, let me just say this. 2 things real quick. All right, shout out to Tony, another rattler. Coming from his household, legacy. So congratulations on that. And then and then Edwin Moore, the grass ain't the reason why I battle on the 1-1 game. All right, it's a little bit more than the grass. That's all I'm saying.
Man. Exactly. Huge game coming up this weekend. Huge series coming up this weekend. I mean, this definitely should be good. 2 programs that are putting guys into major leagues. I think I was listening to Doc's show. A young man from Bethune just took the mound yesterday for Bethune, and we got a pair of guys in the pros. So and we might have a few others on the roster, in my opinion. Right. So this is going to be a great weekend to get out the more kiddos. That's all I'm going to tell you to do. Pack up the family, bring the cooler. Just be ready to come watch a great baseball series. I'm looking forward to it. Appreciate everybody online showing some love to Christopher Matthews, a good friend, Tony's son. The high magna cum laude, and with a bachelor's in political science. That's awesome, man. That is awesome. Proud parents. So congratulations, buddy. Congratulations. Okay. Let me see. I saw a good question in here. Jimmy Mack asked about a couple of guys as grad students. I would have assumed, Jimmy, that if they were graduating in the spring, they would have been on that list. So they may be summer grads. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we'll keep that. We'll reach out. Maybe by next week we'll kind of find out some details on that. All right, let's take our first break of the show and come back, and let's talk about that championship division winning softball team and just some of the stuff that they're doing. They had a great weekend. Said thanks to a fantastic 4 group of seniors and they capped it off by winning another series, going the entire season without dropping a series.
All right.
Awesome stuff. And when I show you the stats, guys, I think we may have, well, first off, two things. Something happened that hasn't happened since 2014. And then two, I think we might have the SWAC pitcher of the year. I got the stats to back it up. So hang in there. That's called a tease, ladies and gentlemen. And so when we come back, we'll talk about the softball team. Don't forget that top of hour 2, Coach Camise, Patterson, Coach P coming on the show. So get your questions ready. Any questions that you have, drop them in the chats. I'll make sure to star them, and then we'll make sure to ask Coach when she comes on the show. You're watching the ONG Strike Zone right here on the Black College Sports Network. We'll be back in just a moment.
The Theuvet Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Theuvet.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
From novice to aficionado, find yourself here. High quality cigars plus personal customer service. Slowburn is Waco's only mobile cigar lounge, featuring a meticulous, curated collection of premium cigars. Visit our website, www.slowburnwaco.com. That's www.slowburnwaco.com.
All right, welcome back to the ONG Strike Zone. Brian Fulford, Kelvin Rozier, Marcus Green here. Kelvin, what's going on in Tallahassee on a Wednesday? I just looked at something that Kenya retweeted this, but I just saw a picture from 5:53 this afternoon outside of Top Flight. The lines around the corner. What's going on in Tallahassee today?
Hey man, it's finals week, man. So those folks who finished their finals and stuff, they celebrating. It's I think Wednesday night is karaoke night.
Oh, that's what you were talking about. Okay.
Karaoke night. Kenny said they giving away free wings or something. I'm like, man, boy, karaoke night, huh?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Boy, I tell you, y'all go ahead, man. Get that in. Top Flight. Shout out to Top Flight. If you know, right? I guess.
Yes, sir.
One of them Tallahassee staples. Which I still amazed at, the size and everything. It's like, it still is unbelievable. It makes me claustrophobic just thinking about it. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Just take a sip of a drink. All that goes away.
Yeah, I guess so. Appreciate everybody jumping in and watching us. Say hello to everybody. Make sure to hit the thumbs up and the like button wherever you're watching our stream. Definitely is graduation week, finals week. Any memories stand out from graduation week, guys? Anything that comes to mind you think about graduation week, your last week on the yard?
Relief.
Marcus, relief, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking about some stressful moments with my last couple finals. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, that was.
I pleaded fifth. I don't even remember my. Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Yeah. All right. That's a story for another day. I got you. All right. Okay. Dr. Lord, wait a minute. What you say? All right, Jimmy Mack. Let's see. Happy birthday.
Congratulations.
Two-time graduate. Okay. Yeah. Happy birthday.
Savoy.
Yeah. All right. Let me see. Dr. Lori says she remembered the Savoy Club. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
On the other side of the ditch. If you know, you know.
You missed karaoke night, huh? Okay. Man, I didn't even know that was a thing. So I'm okay. All right. Well, shout out to everybody at karaoke night. Anybody at Top Flight might be watching the ONG while you're waiting around. We say hello and we salute you. Y'all be safe. Have a good time. And maybe we'll have to do a impromptu karaoke night one day when we come up and do a live show. Something, I don't know. I'm just talking loud. All right, let's get back into these spring sports here. We're gonna start off with Thursday from last week. Before this was the makeup game against Valley, and a historic pitching performance for Lauren Peppers as she throws the first no-hitter in about 10 years, according to FAMU Athletics and the information out there. Of course, we only needed 5 innings because you see we jumped on Valley with 10 runs in the first.
Mm-hmm.
10 runs. I mean, Jesus. Everybody, you get a hit. You get a hit. You get a hit. You get a run. You get a run. Come on in. You probably got walked. You probably got hit. Come on in. Anyway, 10 runs in the first.
I have a question.
Lawrence, what do you say?
You have a question.
Go ahead and go through the rundown, but I had a question.
Yeah.
I can't remember if I asked in our chat, but was there something that went on a little earlier this spring?
Regarding whom?
I don't want to spread rumors or anything, but I thought I read or saw something where there was a little conflict between coaches, and I can't remember with the SWAC team and us, and I can't remember if it was Valley or not.
There was I had heard. Well, I'll say it. Hell, I don't care. There was somebody had reported that what was the last homestand that we had?
It was a guy who used to coach. Well, I guess he was at FAMU briefly. It wasn't very that long. I think he's the head coach. I can't remember which team it was.
It was somebody who said somebody was running after a chase. I don't know.
Yes.
I'm assuming it was playful.
I hope so.
But
the way it was described didn't seem playful, but I mean, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear nothing else about it, so I'm up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I figured
I'm gonna spin it positive unless Coach P tell me something different now.
Yeah.
Well, I just didn't know if this tail cutting was like a tail cutting.
I got you.
Yeah. So Lauren Peppers throws 5 innings, only needed 5. Strikes out 10, only allowed 2 walks. So, didn't quite have a perfect game, but still, hey, a no-hitter is a no-hitter. There's only been 2 no-hitters in the SWAC season. And that, so every team playing some 40-something games, this was the second no-hitter of the SWAC year. So in the first SWAC, and the first no-hitter for a FAMU pitcher since 2014. So congratulations there to Lauren. And she needed that. Remember, Lauren started off the season as a SWAC pitcher of the week. And she had some rough outings. I mean, she'll keep it real, I'm sure. Had some rough outings. But so I think it was kind of great. I'm sure we can talk to Coach P about it, but I'm sure it was a great confidence boost for Lauren because look, we understand going into the SWAC tournament, we got a solid 1-2 between Zoriana Hughes, best pitcher, I think, in the SWAC. Samantha Smith is a hell of a pitcher. And most teams are probably only using 2. But look, you never know. You know, if a game gets out of hand and you want to rest an arm, you want to send in a pitcher like Lauren, who's shown flashes, and maybe she just needs to kind of put all the pieces together. But it's good having a third pitcher with a little bit of confidence underneath her belt going into the SWAC tournament. So we will definitely talk to Coach P about that. We're both no hitters against Valley. That's a great question. I don't know. That's a good question. So I'm gonna have to look it up because I just saw the thing about the 2 no hitters via the SWAC press release. So we'll have to do the math or do some digging and kind of figure out who that other was. So it was senior day weekend, of course. Naomi, Naya, Mia, and Amaya. Actually, I maybe said that wrong. Number 2 is Amaya, and then Mia is far right. So saying from left to right there. But there's the Fantastic Four seniors. You can see them kind of nice posed up. Some great photos there, courtesy of FAMU Athletics. Appreciate them and all that they've given. Of course, Nia Morgan, friend of the program. Shout out Nia. Should be a first-team all-SWAC based softball player. Should be easily, given the hitting that she's had this year. Wouldn't be surprised if Naomi has some good numbers. She might hit all-SWAC as well. I got to check the numbers on Amaya and Mia as well to kind of see how they are. But these ladies have been a part of the transition, and of course, I think Amaya is it Maya or Mia? Which one is the last player from the Coach Wiggins era?
I can't remember. Corinthian told us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did. I know one of them is the last one. It might be Mia. Anybody who knows, feel free to put that in the chat room. I'll make sure to get that right. But so that's the transition, and these ladies, have helped. They've helped set and reset the program. I think they've helped put the program back onto its winning path, and as you can see by this season, and I think 3 of them are grad students. So it's Mia. Yeah, thank you. G-Man on the block said Mia is the last recruit from out of the Veronica Wiggins era so that would have been Mia's freshman year. And there's a nice team picture. Everybody, surrounding coaches and everything.
Hey, Bryan, and let me just say, look, Rally Nation, we can win in black.
Yay! Look at that. Look, we can. Yes, indeed, we can. For all the people who are like, "Oh no, we don't want to wear black uniforms." We can win in black. Exactly. Well said. I'm glad you said that. And man, just look at that, man. So many beautiful brown faces. Just that is what warmed my heart when I looked at this photo. That right there. That just, hey, be proud of that, FAMU. Proud of that. Coach Patterson just living in the legacy of Coach Wiggins. And I mean, look, a lot of teams don't look like that. And so
hey, I ain't want to start nothing.
Start it.
But why one person got a big picture?
See, don't go there. I don't know. See, maybe let me move on because see, you wanted to start something. I'm gonna let you ask Coach that. Okay, so as mentioned, we did win the series. Took 2 out of 3. We took game 1 over Alabama A&M 9-1, and then I think we did the same thing at game. I think it was game 1 of the doubleheader on Saturday. Also a similar score of 9-1. Unfortunately, we dropped game 3 by a score 7-6. Even though we out-hit Alabama A&M, we dropped that game 7-6. But still, we had mission accomplished. We had already won the series, and again, FAMU softball did not drop a series all season, and the only other team can say that is Prairie View A&M. So, who's the 1 seed? Yep, you said it, Edwin. That's Kelvin. It's not me today. It's Kelvin being messy. Exactly. So there it is, officially by the SWAC, the 2024 East Division champions. Congratulations, Coach P, and to all the ladies of FAMU softball for securing that East Division championship. Secures us a nice spot in the tournament. I think I saw the latest numbers. We're supposed to take on UAPB in the opening game of the SWAC tournament. Again, SWAC tournament starts May. Someone help me out here. Is it May 8th?
Was it 5th through the 7th? It's on the
7th
script.
through the 10th. 7th through the 10th.
Yeah, 7th through the 10th. I put it in the script, man.
Hold on. You notice how he said that? Like, are you looking at the same script? Come on, you could have jumped in there.
I wasn't on that tab at the time.
That's all right. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. That's not one. Sorry. That one got it. Sorry about that. Yeah, any word on broadcast? So the SWAC tournament is all broadcast on the SWAC digital network.
So on YouTube, kind of like last year.
It's on YouTube. It is on YouTube, yes. And that's also, that was a little of my voicing my complaint with the tennis tournament not being on the SWAC. But again, don't know all the details, don't know what the connections were like at the facility there in New Orleans. But, this weekend is the SWAC Outdoor Championships. That too will be on the SWAC digital network. So, I think, to my knowledge, I think tennis is the only thing that hasn't been streamed on the SWAC digital network. So, but anyway,
that's a good question.
Yeah. So yes, to answer your question, you can watch every game. And my good friend Charles Edmond usually does every game. Gulfport, Mississippi is not far from his home. He will do every game from that facility. It's a nice park too. Nice field turf, very similar to what we play on. So our team should really feel at home on a similar turf and surface. So good stuff. All right. Well, as a result of things from this past weekend, looks like we had a SWAC hitter and SWAC pitcher of the week.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Samantha Smith, hitter of the week. And of course, Lauren Peppers, the pitcher of the week. Anybody got the stats and the numbers on what Samantha did? Obviously, we know what Lauren did. That I didn't see on the script, by the way. I did read something about it on the SWAC website. So if any of you guys are on the SWAC page, but anyway,
it wasn't on there because you didn't put it on there.
See, there we go. All right, I'm gonna move on. That's all right. But yeah, Samantha had a good weekend, and then congratulations to Lauren. I think it's the second time Lauren. Again, I mentioned she started the season as the SWAC pitcher of the week, and she ends the season as the SWAC pitcher of the week. But let me tell you about who I think will be the SWAC pitcher of the year. And it's this young lady, freshman Zoriana Hughes. And I went and did the numbers, okay? Went and looked at our previous SWAC players of the week, hitters and pitchers, and you can see the entire list of folks there from from Naomi Jones, who's been a hitter of the week twice. Nia Morgan's been a hitter of the week twice. Samantha Smith has been a hitter and pitcher of the week. But Zoriana Hughes, I think, is the only 5-time SWAC pitcher of the week. She's tied for the most wins overall with 13. Has an ERA of 1.82, which is third best overall. And in terms of strikeouts,
she's on the best team too.
Yeah.
And
And guys, what's interesting is I don't know. Okay, let me ask you: if you were a voter, would you be looking at the overall stats or would you look at conference stats? Just curious. If you were
it kind of depends. It depends, right? I would probably start with conference first, and if it's close, then I'll look at overall.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing, that you start within conference, especially this is a conference award. But if it's kind of close and you need a deciding factor, you might look how they performed against out-of-conference competition to see if there's a differentiator there.
Now, one thing to take into consideration, of course, there's no crossover. Although there may have been a crossover very early in like non-conference, but essentially East plays East.
The Alabama State tournament.
Yeah. East plays East, West plays West. Nobody gets to play against the other. And from what the statistics, see that's where the reason I asked that is because the statistics are a little misleading. I think the better pitching is in the East. Just like in baseball, the better pitching is in the East. And because the pitching is so poor on the West, in my opinion, according to the stats, the hitting on the West is better. For example, if you were to go look at the number of home runs that Prairie View has hit, you'd be like, whoa. But then you go look and say, over 2/3 of those home runs have come in conference play.
Right.
That means they've been smashing the ball in conference games against the West.
And the second best team got what, 8 to 10 losses?
Yeah.
In conference.
Exactly. They are 23-1. They've all 23-1 in conference. They only lost one game.
Right.
A couple of interesting stats regarding FAMU softball. We're the number 1 team in terms of batting average overall. We're the only school with a above 300 batting average in amongst the season total stats, a 312. Next highest was 299. Now, looking at conference play, it changes. Within just conference statistics, we're second with a 358 batting average. Guess what? Our rival Bethune-Cookman is number 1 with a 361 batting average. We are first in ERA as a team in conference games with a 1.75 ERA, but then you get into overall, 6th overall. And I'll get into why that is in just a second. Opponents' batting average. We are first in opponents' batting average. Overall and conference. Opponents are only hitting .248. And in conference, it's even lower, .206. So what was it that Coach Jam was talking about last week about going into the playoffs? He said what? It all comes down to what? Pitching. And we're going to go into the SWAC tournament, I think, as the best pitching team behind Zoriana and Samantha. Now, one of those interesting numbers, guys, let's take a look at just overall, right? When we think about just where does FAMU softball rank overall, right? I went and did some digging up of some RPI numbers. And among the top 5 HBCU softball programs, I don't know if you guys have seen the latest poll by HBCU softball.
Yeah.
They had us ranked 3rd behind Who was first? Was it Morgan or Prairie View? Prairie View was first, I think, weren't they?
Yeah, I think it was PV, then Morgan.
PV and then Morgan and then us, right? But when you go look at RPI, and I put this in notes, the number one team based on RPI is Tennessee State among HBCU programs, right? Now, part of
that poll is using a conference record, though.
Who? What are you talking about?
The poll that HBCU
softball?
Put out.
Right.
Yeah,
but so this is why I always like to look at numbers, because the RPI looks at numbers like everything, right? Strength of schedule, non-conference, conference, all of that stuff. Yeah. So Tennessee State plays in the Ohio Valley Big South, which among softball conferences, among the 32, they're ranked like 16th, something like that. Number 2 among the top 5 is Howard. Now Howard has like a 30-something, they won like 32 games. I think they may have the most wins among HBCU programs, right? Something like 30-something wins. They just lost 2 or 3 to Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you talk about why it's fluctuating. Number 3 team on the RPI list is FAMU, 196. And the interesting number that I saw, FAMU's non-conference record is 4-13. But we also have the 7th toughest non-conference strength of schedule. Again, let me say what I'm saying. That means outside of conference, Coach P scheduled a gauntlet of teams, so much so that it's the 7th toughest non-conference schedule in the country.
In Division I softball.
In Division I softball. And so, when you look at our overall numbers, yeah, we took some lumps, but still, look at who we played. Nobody at Prairie View, not whoever else in the SWAC, nobody else played as tough a non-conference as FAMU. And so, does that mean this team is they sure look like it? Are they prepared for this championship tournament? They should be, because they went through a hell of a non-conference.
Yeah.
It seems like that's the MO for a lot of our Olympic sports as well. I mean, even football, but I know even a lot of that's driven by finances and economics. But
I think it is at FAMU, Marcus.
It is. Yeah, that's what I mean. Because it seems like every sport, we play a tough out-of-conference schedule to start the season and then go into conference season. And having been either battle-tested or separating the wheat from the tear, if you will, in terms of who's going to play.
Yeah, to that point, Marcus, if you look at our regional schools in the state of Florida, you look at your JUs, your Mercers, North Floridas, even when they play Florida State, they pick up wins against the big boys too. So you're right, regionally, baseball and softball is big in this part of the country, just like football is, and because of the weather, we get a head start, and a lot of teams travel in the month of February and March to the South to be able to play these games. But yes, I think part of the tough schedule is just the fact that regionally there's a lot of good teams and a lot of good players.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we're not. Maybe it's because we're not around so many Division II. I don't know what it is. It just seems like we're not. Maybe purposefully, we're not scheduling some of the teams that our other opponents in the SWAC are scheduling. That
we don't punch down. I said it last week. We don't punch down.
Say it again for people in the back.
We do not punch down.
Not at FAMU. That's well said. Well said. All right. We're going to find out about that tough schedule and how that tough schedule has set us up for success. With Coach P coming up on the other side of this break. Get your questions in. You guys have some questions in the chat. Now's a great time to go ahead and put them in so I can star them, and then we can talk to Coach about them. So hang in there, because coming up, we're going to talk to Coach Camise Patterson, talk about our softball team, the East Division championship title that we wrapped up, and get ready to head out to Gulfport, Mississippi, and go win us a SWAC title. So we'll talk about that and more with her coming up on the other side. You guys are watching the O&G Strike Zone right here on the Black College Sports Network. We'll be back in just a moment.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
This is Bryan Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
I'm returning to Clinton Paris, and Tampa's my community. I grew up here, went to school here, and my wife and I make our home here. What makes Tampa special are its people. So when I represent someone injured in my community, it's personal. Call my office and speak to a real lawyer and not some referral service. I will fight the insurance companies to get the settlement that you deserve. At the law office of Clinton Paris, we take the pain out of being hurt.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties through its programs Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and Parenting Education Coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
All right, welcome back to the O&G Strike Zone. Bryan, Marcus, Kelvin, and joining us is our head coach of our SWAC East Division champion softball program, Coach P. Coach,
What's up, Coach?
Coach,
Hey,
how you
Coach.
doing?
Coach, you started.
Coach,
Coach,
I told y'all we was going to do it, and we did.
Yeah, you started early,
y'all.
Coach. Year 2.
Yep.
Year 2, Coach.
You too.
That's awesome.
Coach, share with us some of your thoughts on the accomplishments of what this team has done. I'm sure this is one of those like first check marks. I mean, you know, like there's a lot of things you want to do, but it's probably the first one. You gotta kind of be division champs first before you kind of start doing all the other stuff. But maybe not. But talk a little bit about this season and this accomplishment for this team.
Yeah. First of all, I gotta say thank you to God, because, you know, just knowing that, you know, at the age of 31, being able to be a head coach of a major institution like Florida A&M University, that's a huge accomplishment. So shout out to the big man upstairs, and shout out to the people who helped get me here, my parents, family, friends, all those people. But yeah, I'm just so proud of this team. Like from day one, we talked about, you know, having a champion mindset, you know, going into practices, making sure that we're practicing harder than what we have to play, making sure that when we have those games, we can take advantage of the teams and, you know, score a lot of runs, steal a lot of bases, hit some home runs, that we do the things we're supposed to do. And they have lived up to every challenge, every expectation, everything that we've thrown at them this year. So it's really them. It's really them. It's the team.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome. I don't know. Did you get a chance to hear our discussion there before you logged on? We were talking about the non-conference schedule, and did you get a chance to hear any of that?
Yeah, I like to listen to y'all all the time. So I got a chance to hear that part, and I heard y'all talking about how Mercer and JU, how they stole a couple wins from the big dogs, and I think Kelvin, you said something about how we don't play down, we don't beat down, we don't punch down. There we go. No, we don't, and that's no shade to any of the other teams out there who decide to play their non-conference schedule how they want to, but for us, it doesn't make sense to play Division II teams. It doesn't make sense to play NAIA teams because those teams are not as good as what we see in the SWAC, and they're not the teams that are going to help us get ready for what comes after SWAC. I think so often we can get so focused on just winning conference, just getting to the tournament, and it's like the goal is so much bigger. We want to win the conference championship. We want to go to a regional. We want to win games and win a regional. So making sure that our preseason and our pre-conference schedule allows us to be able to see those teams that we could potentially face in the regionals.
One more question here from a coaching perspective, and I'm going to toss it over to Kelvin. Because I think the season, again, I mentioned that, we had the number 7 strength of schedule non-conference, 4-13. I think if we started off the season, I'm not mistaken, maybe like 0-10, 0-11. So, I mean, that first stretch, those first 3 series were really hard. I mean, they were tough. Talk a little bit about how you keep the team's mindset focused on the bigger picture so that they don't get down on themselves early with not seeing the results on the scoreboard. Talk a little bit about that transition.
I could sit on here and say, oh, it's easy, like we're always looking for it. But no, it's actually quite hard. It's a little difficult because, we brought in 13 new people and all 13 people are used to they want to win. And our mindset is we want to win, not at all costs, but we do want to win. And so knowing that we have a very competitive team, we have a team full of gamers and just people who can play the game. And, seeing those losses that we had to take, sometimes not scoring a single run, things like that, like it's hard and they can kind of get to them. But we kept telling them that they were going to be prepared for SWAC. We kept telling them, hey, like we get through this first part of our season, like we're going to be set up so wonderfully that y'all going to see the fruits of your labor. We just have to keep working hard, and we can only control what we can control. We can't control how good the other teams are. We can't control, if they hit it hard. We can control where we spot our pitches, how we make our plays on defense, how we swing the bat. We can control all those things. So as long as we're focusing on ourselves and what we're doing and progressing every single day, every single week, every single, tournament, we're doing what we're supposed to do.
Nice. Go ahead, Kelvin.
Coach, I can't emphasize enough the season that we have put together. I mean, you're young. You have a staff. I'm talking about your assistant, new, young. You just talked about how many new players you had. But you did always talk about a vision, about talking about the right fit and the FAMU culture and bringing in young ladies who buy into the team process. But still, Coach, it's year 2. And we are SWAC East champs. So, what is it that, what was the secret sauce? What made all that possible? And then from that, what's your outlook for the tournament?
A lot of prayer, a lot of prayer, a lot of late nights in the office at home, a lot of scouting, watching film, and really just trying to see what the team needed. This team, I'm not gonna give you all the secrets, but I will tell you, like we're not a team that had to practice every single day. Now, don't get me wrong, we practice a lot, we practice hard, but we took out every Monday. We called it Mental Mondays. So we had the sports psychologists come talk to them. They worked with the sports psychologist. That was totally coaches hands off, so that they had another safe space where if they needed to, talk about something that they're dealing with, they could feel comfortable going to somebody else to talk about it. We watched film. We talked. We did a lot of team building exercises. It wasn't just, going karaokeing together or going bowling or whatever. Like they make keychains for each other during one of our Mental Mondays. You know, they talked about their why. They talked about what it means to be at FAMU. So we spent a lot of time really digging a little bit deeper into who they are as people. Because at this age, at this level, you know how to play the game. You've been playing it for so long. Like it's really just refining some of those smaller things, some of those important skills, and getting everybody to be cohesive on the field. But it's really the mind. Like at this level, you're going to have a lot of good players, but the great players are the ones who can control their thoughts, can control their breathing, can control, you know, the anxiety that they feel if they come up in a big situation, they have to get a hit. And so we talked a lot about that. And we did a lot of breathing, a lot of breath work. I don't know if you ever see me coach. Sometimes the players look down at third base and I'm like, hey, like, just breathe. Like you're good. You got it. Like, however it's going to, whatever the outcome is, like, as long as you do what you're supposed to do, you'll be okay. And they really, really leaned into it. So trying to make sure that the team got what they needed, not just giving them what we wanted to give them or giving them what we thought they needed.
All right. And going into the tournament, we haven't lost 2 games all year in a row. It's double elimination. Yes, not gonna wood. Hey. But so you know, going into the tournament, we had a week off. Does that impact, you know, anything? How do you set up your rotation? Is it, you know, you just gonna do like you done the season? Does anything change?
Things changed slightly, and not so much because we've been off or because it's the tournament, but we're in finals week. So we got players who are spending hours and hours and hours, sometimes till 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning in the library studying for their finals. So knowing that they have those things, being able to, you know, accommodate them, giving them, again, what they need in those moments. Like, do you need a day off of practice because your brain is fried because you had 3 finals? Great. That's going to do you more good in the long run than me trying to get you out here and pushing you for 2 hours straight. And now you're fatigued and you still got a final tomorrow that you have to go take. So we've changed things up slightly, but not too much. One thing that we did this year that we didn't do last year is we looked at the bracket and we said, okay, the plan is to win 4 games straight. You know, you win 4 games straight, you win a championship. So that's 1 game a day. Sounds simple, right? But we looked at what times that the games we want to play are going to be at. And that's the times of the day that we've been practicing. So like the first 2 games we play at 3. I think the second game we play at like 2:30, and then the last game on Friday is a 2 o'clock game. So that's how we structured our practice times.
I like that.
Okay.
Like that.
All right.
Go ahead, Marcus.
Yeah. Well, good evening, Coach. Thanks for joining us. I have a question. You mentioned you had 13 new players, and I believe at least 6 were freshmen.
Yeah.
Can you speak on, I guess, the maturity or the maturation of them coming in as first-time collegiate student athletes and their contribution to the success this year?
Yeah, so we've had they've all gotten a chance to play. I'm a big believer in, you know, if I bring you in, I brought you in for a reason. And whether you're a freshman or a senior or a transfer, I need to see what you can do. And you know, that's one of the reasons that we lost the last home game. I know I had a lot of people in my DMs talking about why'd you coach that way, or what happened, or y'all should have beat them. And I'm like, yeah, but there's always a bigger plan, you know, like, yeah, I'm 15 steps ahead of y'all. But those freshmen, they came in ready. Our conversation with them has been more of like, hey, you know, if you're not getting the playing time you want, it's because your skill set is good, but it's not great. So pay attention to the people who are in front of you. You know, pay attention to the small tweaks, small changes we're trying to make, and really lean into the process, and you get more of that playing time. And they really ran with that. Anaya Canty, our third baseman, she started third base for us mostly this year. And then Zoe, like, those have been the 2 freshmen who have really stood out the most this year as far as being able to adjust to the tempo of this game. But all of our freshmen have had a chance to play, and they've all been pivotal in certain moments. Like there was one weekend where Kiana Watson wasn't able to travel with us, and Monroe Oglesby, she stepped up. She had to play second base for the whole weekend. We were at the HBCU tournament, and she held it down. She held it down, and, you know, she took her licks, and she took some hard licks, but she got right back up, and it made her a better player. And then Tiara Edwards, she's done an amazing job, especially towards the end of season, really coming off the bench, being ready, being a great pinch runner for us. So they've really stepped up, and I like the way that they're talking right now. They're talking about, okay, like, we're not done with this year, but next year, like this summer, I'm going to work on these things. And next year when I get back, I'm gonna make sure that the freshmen that I'm pulling them along to, and if they need rides here and there, like I got them, or if they want to spend more time at the field, like I'll make sure I'm out there to help them too. And they're really just ready to be even more productive for the team.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Bryan, you're on mute.
Thank you. This past weekend, we saw something that hasn't been done since 2014. Lauren Peppers throws a no-hitter. And I found that so fascinating. I was really happy for Lauren because it's funny because she started the year SWAC Pitcher of the Week, had some rough outings earlier through the season. I feel like she's maybe this is a game that gives her the kind of confidence going into the SWAC tournament. Talk a little bit about Lauren, that performance, and what you hope that does, or what it did do maybe for her, the pitching staff, just in general.
Oh, y'all should see the way she's walking around campus now. She just looks so much lighter. Like she's walking on clouds. And that was kind of our hope with starting her against Valley, was that she would get some good innings. We didn't know that she was going to throw a no-hitter. We didn't know how long she was going to be able to throw. But we just really wanted her to be able to have that confidence, at the very end of the season. Like you said, she has some rough outings. And what people have to understand is, they're student athletes. They're still young. They're still figuring themselves out. They're not professionals, so they don't have, all the time in the world to just sit there and work on their craft. They're still going to school. They're still working. She's really big in the community. She volunteers a lot. So she has a lot of other things going on. And so for her to be able to bounce back and for her to stay ready, that was a big conversation we had with her is, hey, like, we know you want to get more time on the mound. We know that you want different things. But if you stay ready when your time comes, you won't have to get ready. You'll be fine. And that's what she showed us against Valley last weekend. And 2014, like there's a lot of things that seem to be in sync with this 2024 team, that 2014 team. They went on they started that 4-year championship run, and I'm hoping that's what we can do too.
Oh, see, look at that. Coach tying in the extra. I didn't even know all that. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Good stuff. What else you got there, Kelvin?
I'm going to let Marcus do all the recruiting stuff. I'm sure he's going to get that in. So, Coach, this is a Coach P question. And as a coach, what has this season taught you? Anything stand out? Things you would do different, just in general. What has this season taught you so far?
Oh man, it's taught me a lot. It's taught me a whole lot. I think the biggest lesson is sometimes when you're coming in behind a legend, it can be really hard to coach your way, your style. And this year I really just been me. Like I was like, you know what, like I can't be Coach Wiggins because she's a legend. She's the one and only. She's the GOAT. I can't be her. I can only be me. And, like taking, like I said earlier, taking out on Monday because I think mental health is really big. So being able to give that to the players, being able to, joke around with them when I need to, and then to be able to have that, that very personal, very close personal relationship with my players to know what's going on with them. It's been big. So really just leaning into, who is Coach P and what I want my coaching style and my philosophy to be, and really sticking to it. And just doing my best to make sure that I show up authentically in every moment that I can. Good or bad, whether I'm liked or not, that's just what it is. So that's been a big lesson. I think last year, just still trying to figure things out. That transition from assistant to head was pretty rough, And so now knowing that these are the players that I've recruited, knowing that these are the ones who will respond to me the way I need them to respond, for me to be able to coach the way I can coach, and to get the results I want to get. It's been amazing.
Great answer.
Marcus, go ahead.
Yes, I'll kind of ease off on the recruiting question because I know you can't speak on a couple folks that haven't signed already. At least one person.
Oh, we signed everybody. Come on, you can throw them at me.
You signed everybody?
We signed everybody.
Well, I just saw one pop up this week. A young lady from is Oviedo High School.
Oviedo?
I don't know how to pronounce that.
Down here in Orlando. Oviedo High School. Yeah, it's in the backyard.
Okay. So she's already signed?
Jamison Townsend?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I wasn't sure because I hadn't seen like a signed thing, so I didn't want to put us in jeopardy or anything in terms of speaking on someone.
Yeah,
But
she's coming. She's an outfielder, can fly. She also plays infield too, so she's very diverse. But I think the coolest thing about Jamison is I saw her play one time and she was like, I'm coming to FAMU, whether you want me or not. And I was like, oh, well, I want you. So that just works out for both of us. But she's also going to be part of the ROTC department. So she's committed and she is fiery. Like if y'all think Mia Blasingame got some fire behind her, wait till y'all see this freshman.
Okay.
Now, in terms of, I guess, the overall team makeup, I know we have the 4 seniors going out. And I don't know enough about softball to know strengths, weaknesses, and who does what, who's the power, is there a change in not necessarily philosophy, but in terms of the skills where you see a different type of team going forward as players transition out and based on the skill set that's coming in?
A little bit. We'll have a little bit more speed next year, which is kind of crazy to think about because of how fast we are this year. But we, some of our freshmen are a little bit faster than ones who are leaving. Like Naomi's got a lot of speed. She's leaving. Amaya's got a lot of speed. She's leaving as well. But bringing in Sierra, bringing in Amari, bringing in Jamison, they've got a whole lot of speed. So that's going to be good for us. As far as power, will be about the same. We did sign 2 JUCO transfers. They've been pitching together since they were young. Right there from the backyard from Mariana. They're coming from Chipola. So they're going to be a nice pitcher catcher duo for us. And they can both hit. They both hit very, very well. So really excited for kind of some of these changes that are going to happen after we win this championship. Like I'm going to put it out there next year. But yeah, so I think our makeup is going to look very similar with just a little bit more speed.
Okay. Thank you. I'm writing that down. Chipola Junior College.
Yeah, I was going to say Marcus taking notes there.
Chipola.
Hey, so that kind of ties in with a question from Hollow, who asked that. Now, I'm assuming Hollow, are we talking softball here? I mean, how does the portal affect you, Coach? I mean, are you looking in the portal? I mean, it seems to affect every sport. What's it like in the softball world?
It does affect us a little bit. We got one person, 2 people. We got one person out of the portal last year, Naomi Jones. Honestly, I've been so focused on this team this year, I haven't even thought about the portal. It's a little bit easier when you know that you're going to lose a lot of players or you're going to let a lot of players go. But with this team that we have right here, everybody's been locked in since the beginning. So I don't have any worries about any of our players trying to jump in the portal. So I don't think that's a need for me to go looking. And I'm pretty set with what we have coming in. I feel very confident. So I don't think we need to get anybody.
Gotcha. And so, like I said, you, Marcus was, you guys were talking numbers here with the 4 who are out. We got high school, couple JUCOs. I'm assuming 2 high schools. Are you closed off for the year? Are you like 4 out, 4 in, or are you looking to add on top of the 4? How's that work for people?
We're going to add. So we got those 4 going out. Right now we got 6 coming in. I'm waiting on this one last JUCO transfer who might, she's kind of on the fence if she wants to come or not. I told her she comes to win her 2 championships. So I got to make sure I stick to my word. But if she decides to go somewhere else, I wish her the best of luck. As long as she don't go somewhere in the SWAC, we'll be all right. But yeah, so we're gonna have 6 coming in. If I get the other girl, the other young lady, then that'll be the last thing I need. If I don't get her, then we're still set.
Right. Let me ask this. I don't know if you saw my graphic earlier I put together, Coach. This young lady right here, she should be the SWAC Pitcher of the Year.
I agree. I agree.
Okay, good to know. I'm gonna put it out there for any of them SWAC voters or something. But whoever does the voting, if she's not SWAC Pitcher of the Year, I don't know who is, Coach. The numbers. Talk a little bit about Zoe and just the year that she's had. I think she might be the only young lady that's been a 5-time Pitcher of the Week, leads the league in wins. The ERA is nice, top 3, even better against conference opponents. strikeouts 5th best. Talk a little about Zoe, Coach.
Oh man, what? Whoa, who? Zoe, that girl been doing it, hasn't she? She been doing the dang thing. Even off the field, she's a 3.6 student. Like she's got amazing grades. Like she is, and she's one of those science major kids. So she's wonderful. But yeah, she slings it. She knows how to bring it. Her mindset when she's on the mound is like a senior mentality. If you saw her pitch for the first time, there's no way you would think she's a freshman. So she's been doing it, and she's a great kid all around. I mean, I don't know what else to say about her. Like you said, 5-time pitch of the week. Nobody else has done that. I need you to send me that graphic because I need to send that to the commissioner real quick.
Oh, I
so I can say, hey, like if we don't have this, if this don't happen, we're gonna have a problem. But yeah, she's been doing amazing, and she's really taken well to the coaching she's getting from Coach Ronnie, from Veronica Burse. And they click. Oh my gosh, she's always in the office joking around. And she's a prankster. Like she's a big prankster. That's what people don't know about her. She likes to prank people, and her laugh is infectious. And so she's a great player. That was a wonderful pickup for us. I was really happy when she signed, and I'm even more happy now that she's here and she's doing what she's doing. And like we kind of talked about earlier, some of those teams that kind of pad their stats by playing some of those lower tier schools, you want to talk about third and ERA. Well, let's look at the other two pitchers and see who are they throwing against. Let's see who they're throwing against, because you got to think Zoe threw against, I think she threw against Texas Tech. She threw against FSU. She threw against Troy. She threw against Indiana. Like she's throwing against top 25 power 5 teams, and she still got an ERA that's under a 2. That's a lot. That says a lot. That says a whole lot. So she's had a great year. And we expect that she continues to have a great year. I don't want to say, we're going to throw her a lot during the tournament because I don't want to give anything away, but when we need her, we're going to call on her and she's going to be ready.
Right. Yeah. That was one of the things we were talking about in the last segment is the disparity between the East and the West. And when you go and look at the stats, like, yes, we are the top hitting team in terms of average. We have some of the best pitching numbers, but individually, you don't see a lot of us in the top 4 to 5, because somebody else is in there with these ridiculous stats and numbers where they've been beating up on each other and can't nobody pitch on the other side. I'm going to say it, Coach. You ain't got to say it. But I mean, that's what the stats say. Okay. I'm a stats person. That's what the stats say. So, and then you look at our non-conference versus there anyway. So,
well, one other thing, Brian, is with the stats is if you look and you see how many games all of our players have played, I think we might have one, maybe 2 people who've played 90% of the games. We're closer to that 80, 70%, 75% mark. Because like I said earlier, like I believe that if you're here, like you need to have an opportunity not to play a lot if you're not up to par yet, but I got to see what you can do. Like, did I make the right decision by bringing you here? Are you going to be able to handle this when you're a sophomore, senior, junior? Like, are you going to be able to take the pressure? Are you going to be able to help us right now if we need you down the stretch? So we look at all those things. We told the players in the fall in their exit meetings that we didn't foresee having the same starting lineup a lot during the season, and we haven't. So some of those numbers with the individual stats and stuff also happens because, you have somebody who has 170 at-bats compared to one of our players has 120 at-bats. We played a couple less games than some of the other teams, because we took away some of our midweek games to make sure our team could really rest up for the games that matter, for the SWAC games, the weekend games. And so those stats, they are a little bit skewed, but, like I said, I got to coach how I coach and they coach how they coach. And for us to still be leading, the top batting average and ERA, I think we're still doing a great job.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Well said. Got a couple more questions here from out of the chats, if you don't mind, Coach. Let me see. I got a good one here from Larry. Larry Sargent asked a good one. First of all, congrats.
Hey, Larry.
In your view, what do you need from us, assuming us being alumni, fans, supporters, to help you to be successful in the non-conference, just as you are in the SWAC, things like a weight room, recruiting budget? Talk a little bit about the needs. What do you need from Rattler Nation?
Honestly, y'all, the thing that's going to elevate our program and the, athletics as a whole is going to be money. Like, we need y'all to donate. And I'm gonna speak just for softball right now because, we all know athletics can use a lot more money, but for softball, we need to upgrade our facilities. Our stands, like if you look at our stands compared to other schools in the SWAC, we have an amazing field playing surface. Our stands they're crap. Like, come on, like, they look like a high school stand, look like middle school stands. And that's no shade to our university. I bleed orange and green, so y'all know I love FAMU. But we can do better. We can do better. And so we need somebody who's going to come and who's going to really update and upgrade our facilities. Our press box is a shipping container on stilts, pretty much. Like, let's put some brick back there. Let's get a real concession stand. Let's upgrade everything so that when we want to get these top players in the country, they see the field, but they can also look at the stands and say, oh yeah, I can imagine my grandma, my grandpa sitting there. You can't imagine that with what we have right now. Recruiting, we need y'all to donate to our recruiting budget. I need to be able to fly out to California, Colorado, the same places that some of these big schools are going to get some of these players. The ones I have are great. I love them. Atlanta is a hotbed right now. Ocala is a hotbed right now. South Florida's always been a hotbed. In our backyard, Tallahassee, Mariana, Sneads, Perry, hotbeds for softball right now, but also like there's a lot of talent on the West Coast that we might miss out on. We have a lot of players from the West Coast. We have a lot of players from Texas, even the Midwest who want to come here. But if they can't get here and we don't have the budget to go get them out there, then we're losing some amazing talent. And I think that could really help us take care of some of those non-conference games. The other thing is, being able to take care of the financial aspect when they come for official visits. I want to be able to pull out all the stops for them, take them to the best places to eat, which is what we do already. Make sure that they're in the best hotel, not just one that, we have a trade agreement with. Make sure that, the families feel like they're taken care of, while they're here, put their name up in lights, like do the whole shebang. And we can only do that with money. So yeah, we need help on all fronts. And there's a couple of things like our girls, we just won the east side of the SWAC championship, like, let's give them some gear. Give me some money so I can get my girls some gear. They need shoes. They want socks. They want the leggings and the bras. They want it all. So I want to be able to give it to them. So the more y'all give to our program, the more I'll be able to give to our athletes.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
Great,
great
and transparent answer. Love it. That's what we need to know. We need to know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Follow up. Larry said we definitely need to have that clear target. We need to know what we're raising for. What do you obviously through the Rattler Athletic Fund? What do you know? What the code? I could look it up.
Yeah, our code is we're 0006. So 3 zeros and a 6.
Okay, 0006. Okay,
0006. I know on our day of giving, our goal was $35,000. We didn't get anywhere close to that. So if you want to give on the back end, like you want to give right now. So we can make sure we take care of them going into the championship. That'd be amazing.
All right. Yeah. We've got to work on, I'll see if I can whip together a quick little graphic and put that up there. Yeah. Okay. There it is. So there it is. The FAMU Athletic Foundation. I'm going to put the code up there in just a second. I'm going to change a couple things on the graphic I showed earlier and put it up there, 0006. So those of you who are looking. One other question. Let's see. Kenya asked a question about the gear, the uniforms. She was like, who's designing the uniforms? I mean, y'all, hey, look, the gear for FAMU softball, the different style of uniforms, tight work, coach, tight work. Listen,
I haven't had to design a uniform yet. Honestly, Coach Orr, she did all the designing when she was assistant and when she was the head. She had the eye for that. So that's her uniform designs. The combinations, the assistants, I'll let Coach Ronnie and Coach Janaea pick it out. I say, hey, like, I don't care. Long as we do what we're supposed to do, I don't care what y'all wearing. Like, y'all feel good, y'all can move, y'all got on your fast pants, we're in a good position. So between the team and the coaches, they decide what they want to wear, and I say, have at it. This for the tournament, I think we have to wear light because we're the top seed. So it'll be a light most of the time. And then hopefully on championship day, we'll be able to wear what we want to wear. They love the black uniform. They love to wear all black. I like the all white. They love the all black though.
Look, I'm gonna put the all blacks up there, Coach. We win in the all. We can win in the all blacks. A lot of people are nervous thinking that we can't win in all black. But look, we winners.
They love the all black. They love all black. I will say my favorite combination though, and I think I'm a little bit biased because the school I graduated from, we were orange and black. I like the white top with the black pants, or the orange top with the black pants. It's clean, really clean.
See, look, how many? Look, y'all got like combinations like more than a football team. I mean, we got how many different See, for those of us who like uniform and the different combinations, like I got a lot of there's a lot of different options there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do.
Good stuff. Okay.
Quick question, Brian.
Yeah, go ahead.
Coach.
It's coming. It's
coming. There it is.
Coach, don't you have some of these already?
I do. I have one. I do have one.
Are you gonna pull it out?
I need to. You know what? I'm gonna have to go in storage and dust it off and pull it out.
Y'all playing for it. This is what y'all playing for. Let them know that's what you're playing.
I might just have to call Coach Wiggins and say, ask her to borrow all 13 of hers and see what she says.
Just tell her to come in like this, ladies. This is, you see one on every finger. This is what y'all after, right?
That's
here.
the goal.
Go ahead, Marcus. What's your question there?
Quick question. The two JUCO players, they're at the same college. Did they play in high school together?
They played high school. They've actually played together since they were 8 years old.
Woo.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I knew if I got one, I get the other one.
Okay. So one's named Amari
and Lexi.
All right.
See, Marcus taking notes there. That sound like them two. I'm trying to send your way, Coach. They twins. They've been together. I'm gonna try to get them. I'm gonna still get them. I'm working, Coach. I'm working.
Hey,
2 years from now. 2 years, they're gonna be there. They're gonna be there for you in 2 years.
Make sure you send them to camp. We are having a couple camps this summer, so that
talk a little bit about that real quick, Coach. Before we let you
love camps. I love camps. Camps is after recruiting. I guess they kind of go hand in hand, but I love putting on camps. I love being able to talk to the players while they're on campus, instruct them while they're on campus and stuff like that. Because when we're off campus, we don't get to really talk to them like that. So camps are fun, but we got a couple camps coming up. We're gonna have one in July, towards the end of July, and then we're gonna do a joint one with Hampton and Howard on August 5th. It's a Tuesday. So I got two of my good friends, two of my good coaching friends, also HBCU head coaches coming down. So we're gonna put on a fun camp and give them a lot of information.
It's gonna be on our field at our.
It's gonna be at our field, yeah. So we are doing one up there in Hampton, but the one at our field will be Tuesday, August 5th.
Okay, nice. Okay,
Coach, when you leave,
we leave on Sunday.
Okay,
we're leaving Sunday. Yeah, the play starts on Tuesday.
Yeah. All right, so we need the what is that? That's the Mississippi, the Alabama, the Gulf Coast, Panama City, not Panama City, Pensacola. We need the what is that? The Gulf, the Rattler Nation in the Gulf to head out to Gulfport, Mississippi.
Yeah, first game is Tuesday.
Other stuff out there too.
First game is Tuesday at 3:00. If you like to gamble, make sure you come on. Yeah, against Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Okay. All right. Any last shout outs or any final words you want to leave us with, Coach, before we close out and you get ready to hit the road to win a SWAC championship?
No, I think my parents watching. Shout out to my parents, always shout out to the parents and my little sister and her husband. Hey y'all. But other than that, no, like I'm really ready for Sunday to get here so we can get on the road. This week feels super long, even though it's not really. But I'm ready, and the team is ready. They're itching to go get this championship.
All right. Well, Coach, we appreciate you. Congratulations again to the players, the staff, you on checking the first box and winning that SWAC East. Now we just get to go into the tournament and show everybody where the best pitching, the best hitting is, and it's coming out of the state of Florida. So
there we go.
Watch out, SWAC. We coming. We coming, SWAC. We coming. We coming to get another one from y'all.
Oh yeah.
All right. Fangs up, coach. Safe travels, and Rattler Nation, be loud, be boisterous. Fangs up. Make sure to strike hard. Send the shockwaves through the SWAC. Let's go get a ring, coach.
All right. Bye, y'all. Thanks for having me.
Bye,
Yes,
Coach.
indeed. Take care. All right. Coach P, ladies and gentlemen. Always love having Coach on the show. Let's go ahead and take a quick break. Come back. Marcus is going to hit us up with some more recruiting news and info, not only just from softball, but catch us up on things going on with football and some of the other sports as well. Hang right in there. You're watching the ONG Strike Zone right here on the Black College Sports Network. We'll be back in just a moment.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties through its programs Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and Parenting Education Coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
The human voice has always connected audiences with experiences. Major brands all across America have trusted Kever's voice time and time again. Conversational, powerhouse, intelligent, and sincere. That's the voice you need for your creative marketing process. KEAVERSVOICE.com. Kever's Voice, Kever's Voice, KeversVoice.com. Always on, all the time.
Nope. Nope.
Come on, him?
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
From novice to aficionado, find yourself here. High quality cigars plus personal customer service. Slowburn is Waco's only mobile cigar lounge, featuring a meticulous, curated collection of premium cigars. Visit our website, www.slowburnwaco.com. That's www.slowburnwaco.com.
All right, welcome back to the ONG Strike Zone. Bryan, Kelvin, and Marcus here. And just want to update for you. There you go. Donate to the softball account. You just saw it right there. Coach P was telling you what we needed. Some major improvements to the recruiting budget and a lot of things. But look, we just won a SWAC division champion. Now's a great time to donate. I can't think of a better number. I don't know. What's a good number that we can tell people to donate to? What's a number?
How many wins they got? They got 23 wins.
23 wins. Yeah. And coach said it would take 4. We need 4. The goal is to play 4 and win 4 to win a title. So we want to say 27. What do you think?
Make it 30.
Make it 30. 30. All right. $30. $30. There it is. Rattler Nation, let's go. Right here, right now. If you're watching the show, you can donate to the Rattler Athletic Fund. Scan that QR code. The softball account is 0006. $30 donation for the SWAC East Division champs. Everybody go ahead and we find a little money underneath the couch or in between the couch and the cushions, the extra bank account that you got. We got to keep our programs right, especially when we win.
Yes, absolutely.
So, yeah, $30 for the softball account.
Our coaches and our student athletes and our support staff, they deserve it. They work hard and they produce. And they shouldn't have to work as hard as they do on some things. And so, yeah, let's make sure we support so that we maintain and even improve upon our championship programs.
Exactly. And Coach talked about the Day of Giving numbers not being there. Look, there was a lot going on. I think I heard Dr. Friday Stroud say overall FAMU raised 780 something thousand, which is great. I don't want to poo-poo that, but again, I said before, when you have so many athletic programs, I mean, all 14 of our programs are sending out messages. I mean, that's tough. I mean, look, if I had put $10 in every bot, I donated 140 if I did that. So Dwayne says the code, it may go to 01. That's a great point, Dwayne, that it may not go to the right, but you can change it though. You can change it. If anything, it goes to the general Rattler Athletic Fund, in which case then you can change the account. So I appreciate you pointing that out, Sweet. But yeah, that's why I also put the account number there. So that way, if you scan the QR code, if it doesn't, it should go to the general athletic fund, and then you can direct it, by clicking on a button or two and just changing that up to. I don't think there's a way to provide a direct link to 0006. I think you have to manually go in and change that. So, all right, Marcus, sir, what do you got for us?
Let me see if I can get present, share screen. Does it let me pick?
Jimmy Mack says this is what we know.
Window.
Yeah, let's not have that kind of fatigue, Jimmy Mack. We don't want that. Don't have that kind of fatigue.
Especially when you win. We talking about a championship program.
Yeah, we winning. It feel good. It's feel good day. Feel good. Look good, feel good, donate good. Isn't that what they say? Something like that.
That's what they say. That's what they say now.
That's what they say now.
Yeah, but I do agree with Jimmy Mack. That's one of the things we want to be cautious.
It's a challenge for every underfunded athletic program. We can get into that. Yeah.
No, I don't know if my screen's sharing.
I'll share it. Hold on, let me share it.
Okay. All right. Now I didn't get a chance to fancy it all up. So that's why I was sliding at the last minute. But for softball, I don't know. Do we want to review everybody or just the new folks?
You can do a quick, refresh, because a lot of people may not know, I think you gotta use your arrow key to move through it.
All right. Braxton Battle. She is an infielder from Grayson High School. She signed in November. So she's one of the folks that excuse me, Coach P mentioned. So she was one of the early signees. And you can tell by the position and I guess by the overall physique of some of the players that it probably reflects, or at least kind of hints at the speed that she's talking about that we're getting. Taylor Duplessis out of Indiana. She's another infielder, and I guess some of these folks may be more versatile infielder, outfielder, but I might have converged on one position. And it shows the team record as of last year, because right now, of course, they're going through the finishing part of their season, so I haven't updated this for 2023, 2024, so it reflects their junior years. Ciara Maple, she was the mystery player that Coach P was talking about last fall when she was on, and we had a chance to figure out who it was, and she signed on January 31st at Eustis High School signing day. And so she's one of the folks that I know Coach P is really gushing about her last fall. And the newest person that I guess already signed, but I just came across this on social media, but I did see something from February in a tournament sponsored by Montverde Academy down there in Central Florida that she had committed to FAMU. So Jamison Townsend is the one that I asked about. She's a utility player as well. And she's playing for Oviedo. Is that how you pronounce it?
Oviedo. Yep. That's
Oviedo.
that's what we say. Yeah. Oviedo.
Okay, I want to make sure I'm not saying
Oviedo.
Okay, I just make sure I'm not saying
Oviedo.
Ovidio. I don't want to say that because that might get me hurt somewhere. But
That's all right.
she's
That's
playing
what
for
their rivals may say.
she's playing Oviedo, and actually she's playing her old school. I want to say this week, either today or later this week in the Class 6A softball.
Yeah, it's a district season right now, district week for softball and baseball, actually, in the state of Florida.
And so these reflect the 4 out of the 6 that Coach P mentioned tonight, and the 2 other ones. I hadn't had a chance to update the slide since I hadn't come across anything, but the 2 folks from Chipola Junior College both pitched or both played at Mariana High School. So that's Amari Brown and Lexi Spooner. So I'll try to dig up some information on them as well. For volleyball, just to recap, Tamia Coleman, she's a 2-sport athlete playing volleyball and basketball at Palm Beach Central. Natalie Johnson, friend of the program, she came on, I want to say, right around signing day, I think on signing day for the fall in November. And she's a middle blocker from Texas. And if I recall, I think her parents and her sister are alums of FAM.
Yep.
And then we got a whole bunch of surprises. And Coach Gokhan was hiding his hand.
Yeah, he was, boy.
I didn't see these
in his back pocket.
I know. And so Jada Rhodes, and I think she was SWAC Player of the Year, Tallahassee native, played at Florida High. And she has so many accolades in college, I didn't even go back to high school. But she's filling in the role of outside hitter. So she's coming over for a final year, coming back home, if you will. And
which gives us, we get 2, that will make 2 all SWAC outside hitters on both sides, essentially, between her and Brooklyn, right?
And I think we lead the SWAC in Brooklyn's as well, because we got at least 2. And we'd have had, Brooke Hudson. We would have had 3 Brooks on the same time, and she still has some eligibility. So we have Jada Rhodes, Brooklyn Thomas, a transfer from Winthrop College or Winthrop University in South Carolina. So she's coming down. She's already with the team, and they've shown some practice photos of her with the team. So once these all are announcements by the school, so they, I guess, came in mid-semester over the winter break. Farah Farouk, now that was a recent announcement in April. Yeah, she's transferring in. Transferring in from East Carolina, played at Episcopal High School in Houston, and I believe so. She's class of 2023, so she still has 3 years of eligibility left. And I know the other sports aren't like football. I don't think the other sports, they give you leeway, like a certain number of games you can play and still count as a red shirt. Once you hit the playing surface, that counts as a season, whether you play for a minute or not. So I don't think there's a red shirt. You have the pure red shirt. You can't play at all in other sports. So she has 3 years coming down to FAM. And the most recent announcement, Tinons Munar Galmes. Hopefully I said that right. And she's coming over from Spain. She's part of the Spanish national volleyball team, and I guess a club team, CAEP Soraya. So she's coming and filling in the libero spot. So hopefully everything's clear. As I know, I can't remember if it was basketball or volleyball I think it was volleyball where we had a challenge with one of the players on getting cleared or getting back in the country. I want to say it was the transfer from FIU. All right, so that's it for volleyball, unless there's any more surprises. So some of these, I have them in chronological order in terms of when we talked about it. So some of these are already reviewed before, but Justin Lopez, we went very high school heavy. I think he went to a prep school, but I think we went very high school heavy in this recruiting class, unless Coach Shoup has some other signees that haven't bubbled to the surface yet. So Corey Fortson from Westlake High School in the ATL. Signed in the fall. And I just saw he had some season-ending stats on his Twitter account. I didn't pull it up, but looks like he had a good year. Trey Kraft from Umatilla. I signed once again back in November, and he's a catcher. Joshua Bell, an infielder from West Orange High School. Jay Campbell from right there in Tallahassee, third baseman. Garrett Workman, also from Tallahassee, North Florida Christian, pitcher. And he was an all Big Bend first team baseball team last year. And Wellington Henn signed in February. He's from Plant City. Now, I did see something recently. I have to go back and check, but I thought I saw he may have been going through some health challenges now. Hopefully that doesn't impact his overall quality of life. And certainly wish him well, but it sounded like he had some health challenge or something recent, so I have to go back and look. And Cameron King. Now, Cameron King, he committed in the fall, but I haven't found anything to where he signed. So hopefully he's still on board. His social media still has FAMU as being committed, but I don't think I've seen anything that said, like a graphic or image or anything from his high school that depicts a signing day. And that's it. All I have for baseball. Track and field. We reviewed Miss Ladson last year. I haven't checked up recently on her and her team's progress this spring during the track season, but she was basically all world last year. So Coach got a good one. Woodlawn High School. She was a transfer from Mount Hebron up in Ellicott City, Maryland. So she's coming down from up in my neck of the woods. But as you can see, she had a lot of accolades last year from local sports media, whether it be the Washington Post or the Howard County Times. And her team won Class 3A gold medal in 100 to 200 and a long jump. One of bronze in a long jump. So she comes with a lot of accolades. And I think her team, thought I saw something where her team may have won the indoor title, or at least placed very well in the during the indoor season. And last but not least, this came out yesterday, Randall Pompey from Rickards High School signed with FAMU.
Okay.
He's a high jump, and he's the reigning Class 3A state champion in the high jump.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All right. Women's basketball. Eve Alexander, she's already signed out of Lafayette Christian Academy in Lafayette, Louisiana. And at the time, we reviewed this back in November. She has gone on to help lead her team to another state title.
Hey.
So the Louisiana High School Athletic Association Division II state champions.
Always love winners.
Yep. So she has another ring. And as you can see, they were in the mix just about every year during her high school. I don't know I think the Christian Academy may be a K through 12, but basically, when she was on the team and others on the team, because I think they have another player who signed with LSU, they're in the mix for titles, whether the Division III level or Division II. Demaya Griffin, excuse me, she committed in December. I think I should say December 24th, not December 2nd. I have not seen where she signed, and I did see where she was voted the National Junior College Athletic Association Division I Women's All-American team on second team, and she was voted the Georgia Collegiate Athletic Association, which I believe is the league that her school plays in, Women's Basketball Player of the Year.
Okay.
For men's basketball, recent commitments.
Coach Pat coming in.
Yep.
Coach Pat.
So 2 recent commitments within the last week or so, actually within the last couple of days. Leonard Taylor Balled at St. Francis High School, St. Francis Academy in Baltimore. And, that's one of those prep powerhouses. We know about them in football. So they're almost like the IMG Academy of the North, or at least on the Mid-Atlantic, because they play that kind of schedule and try to recruit that kind of talent. So I'm assuming they do the same thing on the basketball side. I don't know to what degree, they have the same level of success, but out of Clarendon College in Clarendon, Texas. So he gave us a verbal commitment on the 28th, which I believe was Sunday or Monday. So it was sometime early this week.
And don't forget, Coach Pat is from the DMV, the DC area, if I'm not mistaken. So I bet he's very connected and tied in with programs up there. So it's good to see to get a young man from that area, from a good program. Sounds like a good program. That's a nice feeding ground to be able to get a few guys from.
Yes, and the next one, the latest commitment, came yesterday from Randy Smith.
Big time.
There's a 6'3", 190, almost near 200-pound guard out of Columbus High School in Miami, so Miami, Columbus. And he transferred over from Palmetto, Miami. But he was voted a Class 7A, 5A All-Dade County boys basketball team, made the second team, led his team to a state title this year in Class 7A. And last year when he was on Palmetto High School, they made it to the regional semifinals in Class 7A. So they're playing up at the top or second highest level in basketball in the state.
Let me break that down for people. When he was at Palmetto, he ran against the Columbus team and they lost. And so he was like, yeah, I got to go join them dudes. But anyway, that Columbus team, I'm just guessing here, but that Columbus team is the number 2 team in the state of Florida behind Montverde, who's the number 1 team in the country. Columbus is like the number 2 or 3 team in the country. The Carlos Boozer's boys. That program has won 3 consecutive state titles. Matter of fact, I think they knocked off. You remember KJ Parker, who came from Winter Haven. They beat KJ Parker in the state championship last year, his senior year. Here's a young man who, if he's if you've ever seen Columbus High School play, besides being like ooh and ah about the Boozer kids, no, this team can shoot. And coach told us, what did he say he want? Guys who can shoot the 3 and guys who can lay it up, get to the rim. And matter of fact, I think Randy was committed to
St. Thomas.
Yeah, which is where coach was. So this was a flip.
Mm-hmm. I think that's all I have for the Olympic sports. Now, quick question on that, along that vein, Brian. Just want to ask you a question. I see Hollow just put KJ is gone. Now, KJ's in the portal.
KJ?
I don't know if he's committed anywhere. What's your feel on, if he may come back and what kind of backcourt we would have? So this is speculation part now.
Yeah, this is speculation. I can't imagine and I'll say this, and I think Roger Coffey is back because I noticed his profile, and if Coffey is back and you're bringing in Randy Smith, I don't think there might be room for KJ Parker, to be honest with you, because I thought Coffey probably should have been playing a little more than what he was. I think if you're bringing in Randy Smith, I think this is sort of a fill or a replacement for possibly not getting KJ back. And also what's his name? Spear is in the portal. So Spear is in the portal. KJ's in the portal. You got to reload on the backcourt. And if Coffey's staying, I think that's a good sign because I think Coffey was – I loved Coffey coming out of JUCO and A&T, which I think is where he was prior to coming to FAM.
That was the other guy. That was Love Bettis.
Well, we didn't get to see much of Love Bettis.
Yeah, he
got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so hopefully.
Now, the question is, I guess the reason I ask is because at least I don't know how Coach P is going to run everything, but it seemed like we've talked about before, we're a guard-heavy league. So, having KJ in the mix doesn't seem like it would be a far stretch if you're a guard heavy league or a guard heavy team.
I just saw Hollow put in there Grant. Grant is the one I'm curious to see because I believe he still has a year of eligibility. Shannon Grant, and that's the. I thought he
can play.
He can play, and I think he just, if you can get him conditioning to give you a little more, I think he could dominate way more. And who knows, if the offense can use him in a different way, I think he can really
give him the damn ball. Yeah.
That part. That part right there.
Hey, when you gave him the ball, he produced most of the time.
Yeah.
And I wanted to say, in terms of the basketball guys who are in the portal, I believe most of them got in the portal before the new coach was hired.
Yes, they did.
So we don't know yet what coach trying to do and what he thinks. But I agree, man. If we can, I think KJ, we need to keep him. I mean, he did play as a freshman, started a lot of games. We know what kind of caliber player and the kind of talent he played against. So I would definitely love to see him stay. Actually, as much as it pains me to say this, I think our other guard would benefit from the new coach, because he fits what the new coach wants to do. I just think he would be a lot more. He'll have a shorter leash in his basketball IQ. My biggest thing was his basketball IQ. I think he'll improve his basketball IQ, because man, he just was a turnover machine and a jack 'em up machine. And if they weren't dropping, he was a liability because he did play defense.
Yeah, you said it.
Yeah, I'm just flipping back through. Let me see. So I'm going back through some other tweets. And I know Hollow said we have 6, and I'm trying to go through and count and see who's
6 returners.
No, in the portal. Stevens.
Dominguez Stevens, Jalen Spear, Love Bettis, Shannon Grant,
that should
KJ Parker. So that's 5, and I'm missing one.
Who knows? Dominguez might stay. Now he might. He got a coach who's gonna let him shoot threes. He might come back now.
He really fits this scheme. Absolutely.
Yeah. Hey, you might want to stay around, Dominguez. You might want to just show coach you can shoot the
Keith
ball.
Lamar.
Stick around.
Keith Lamar. But I want to say Keith might have already committed somewhere.
He gone. In my opinion, he gone.
Yeah, Keith Lamar is number 6 that I can tell just going back to end of the season tweets. I don't know if there's anyone else that may have been missed, but those are the 6 that I see. So, I mean, we can speculate on who may or may not come back.
All right. What do we got for football? Okay, I just seen what do we got? Are you going football next?
Yep. Let me stop sharing for a quick second and pull that one up.
I just saw. Do you have the latest announcement? I know the signal went out. I just seen it here. Can I go ahead and say it, or you got it? You got it.
I know it. Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. Let me see. Let me get it on.
I'll let you do it then. I'm gonna make sure to follow him on social media. Make sure we get all that stuff here on Twitter.
Let me see. Slideshow. And we did the recap last week.
Yeah, so we can go with the newest one since last week.
Yep. So let me try to share.
Once you share it, I'll go ahead and add it here. I see a couple people in the chat. Y'all trying to figure out when that National Alumni Association thing is with your AD. Yes, it is at 7:30 in the morning. Breakfast with Tiffany. Breakfast with Tiffany. And we will be very fortunate if we get detailed plans with your coffee and bagels. We will be very fortunate. I'm a little less optimistic, but maybe the coffee and bagels will be good. But anyway, what do you got here, Marcus? I don't want to interrupt the flow here.
Well, the first one, we got a commitment yesterday from Corey Collier Jr., who's a 4-star rated player for 24/7, plays defensive back, plays safety. Started out at Florida, University of Florida, transferred to Lincoln, Nebraska, played for the Cornhuskers, didn't get a whole lot of playing time. But just from his accolades, rated 4 stars, selected to the All-American Bowl for January 2021. And he made Class 8A All-State football team from FloridaHighSchoolFootball.com and made first-team defense for the Miami Herald in 2020, his senior year. Of course, that season being the COVID, so that's not to take away from anything, but just keeping that in mind. Out of Palmetto High School. And so, we're starting.
That's big time. That's big time. 8A is the largest classification in the state of Florida back in 2020. I think they've dropped it down now to 7. But anyway, 8A is the top.
I think they're bringing that back, but for 2 years they had the
they had the rule. They had a whole different structure.
They had the metro area, suburban. So they had 4A, they had 1A through 4A under suburban, for 1A through 4A at the metro, and then they had
he's at a big school. He's at a big school, over 4,000 students. They play, that's big boy football, basically.
Yeah,
in the state.
So he's verbally committed, and actually I need to switch some things around because one of our verbal commitments in linebacker, he verbally committed to another school this week. So, that's why I keep it.
Watch out for them verbals. Yeah, verbals, man.
And the next one, just today, Jalen Ward, 6'3", 200-pound wide receiver out of Thompson High School, which is an Alabama powerhouse. I don't know if they pretty much have a stranglehold in the Class 7A football championships. And so he's rated as a 3-star player, and he's a big boy. He's coming from Middle Tennessee State University. So, we're getting some size now. We have the different range of players in terms of the wide receiver room. So that's the latest commitment. I am still waiting on some verbals at the defensive line. So I know they have to be coming because we've been, and I didn't get a chance to run the numbers, but I would say we've offered at least a good 15 to 20 defensive linemen since in the spring. And your mostly transfers, a couple of high school, maybe 1 or 2 that may have been late signees, but the majority of them been transfers from the portal or JUCOs. So the number is up there, and I saw today that a couple that we offered committed elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have to still shore that up a little bit, getting the defensive line straight, get enough talent and depth there.
And Coach did say during the 220 Club today, which if anybody saw, Coach had on his new assistant coaches, the latest assistant coaches, a couple of the D line guys, especially the young man from Shamadad Madonna. They're going through the process of still trying to get into FAMU, and I think there's an exception or an exemption for some things that can be used for transfer students that maybe can't be used, or that maybe coach is not necessarily wanting to use it for incoming freshmen. So I think that, so just some paperwork stuff is happening right now for some of those. But anything you can add to that, Kelvin, or that you heard or want to add?
Not at this time.
Okay. And today was the last day of the portal too. The last day of the portal being open. I don't know if it was technically yesterday, the 30th, or technically today, but let's just say after today, it's officially closed for everybody. That's grad and undergrad students.
Correct. It was closed for the undergrads yesterday, closed the business yesterday.
The 30th.
And then the grad students, it closed today.
Gotcha. Anything else, Marcus?
We did offer a couple more defensive linemen today, so we put a couple things out there. I guess all the coaches, but Coach Moore has been dipping in Texas a little bit, so I see some players with some Texas roots perhaps getting a little more attention than perhaps in the past, just based on his connection. But we did reach out to make a couple more offers to defensive linemen today.
Brian, I make some general comments real quick in terms of your question you asked about with transfers and freshmen and so forth. So typically, the junior college kids have to have their AA transferring in. So some of them may be finishing up coursework towards that type of thing before they can be admitted into the university. In terms of the freshmen, there is a process. I know FAFSA and some other things, along with a high volume of applications to FAMU, may have impacted the processing of some things, but that particularly wouldn't impact the freshmen coming in, with the exception of that waiver process. That may push that back some in order to get those. I think that we used to call them profile admits, but those special admits, that process probably has gotten pushed back a little bit with all the other stuff that's going on. So that would explain why Coach saying it's administrative right now. And I will add, offensive line, our numbers are pretty decent, and we haven't really lost a lot. So we brought in a couple, but it wasn't identified as a big need for this particular team going into the fall. D-line is, and like it has been indicated, the volume of offers is out there. Also, keep in mind that kids are in the portal, but a lot of our kids, to include those D linemen, haven't committed anywhere.
Yep.
And the portal just closed. So in terms of roster management, you kind of got to wait, a few more days to see what happens with some of those kids. I imagine now that the portal's closed, people got to make decisions. So.
And summer school sessions are about to start in about 2 to 3 weeks. I know Coach Colsey said FAMU's summer session starts in 2 weeks.
A-term does.
Yeah. A-term, yeah. So, and that's when they start the lifting and everything starts up. So decisions are being made. They're going to be made over the next week or two. Somebody, Kendra asked, has Dunn signed with anyone yet? Have we heard anything from Dunn or seen anything?
Not recently.
Nothing.
And I don't know to what degree, and it's pure speculation because I don't know Anthony Dunn, I don't know Gentle Hunt. I mean, they've been out there for a minute.
They have.
And I don't know if they are receiving the offers.
They have offers.
They have offers. I don't know if they're getting the ones that they want, or if they're getting the value that they want just because they haven't committed, or if they're just taking their time. They could be taking their time and making sure whatever strings are attached, they're okay with. So it could be, just vetting the process. But I haven't seen anything that would indicate, at least from the social media, that hey, I'm going here. I did see where Sharif Say is out on a visit to UCLA. And that's probably, I want to say, out of all the schools that our transfer portal entrants have received offers from, that's probably the most high profile, in terms of being a name brand. And it seems like a lot of them are a group of 5, and maybe a sprinkle of some that are on the verge, but that UCLA visit by Sharif Say is probably
Do
the
you
biggest one.
do you subscribe to? I'm gonna just put and I'm gonna say this too.
No.
You see what EA put.
Yeah.
Yeah. First off, Kenya, no, I did not say that. You were hearing things. Your audio must have skipped or something, Kenya. No, I didn't say that. But yeah, the portal is not giving. It's not affecting our roster. It is what it is. It's like,
all you gotta do is look at the rest of the country. I'm talking about Power Fives.
Yes.
Where they losing starting quarterbacks and they best players to the portal.
Hey,
and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it.
Nope.
The kids have a right to do it, and they're gonna do it. So just get used to it.
And
it is what it is.
And we still have, according to what I saw from one of the guys, Sam Herder or somebody, we still have one of the highest numbers of FBS to FCS transfers. I mean, we're in double digits, which is more than some other schools. So, right now what it is we got names coming in that we haven't seen perform. And we're focused on that. There's a lot of names that we're aware of. And yes, he is saying that he will welcome them back. And yes, he should welcome them back. But also, at some point, they're going to make decisions. And remember, Marcus, how many? Again, we had 40 some odd guys that left. Did we not?
Per the portal?
Well, no. I mean,
no, it wasn't portal.
That were exhausting eligibility.
Oh yeah, about a third of last year's team were exhausting based on their classification. Depending on how everything worked out. Whether they had an extra year, but assuming, big assumption, like a grad student, redshirt senior, redshirt junior, could be on the verge of exhausting their eligibility. And it could be different individual circumstances. Yeah, we had like 35, 40 players across different positions that potentially could have exhausted their eligibility, with the majority of them being defensive line. And that was the chart we pulled up last week, and wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
So we knew we were going to have to go through a holistic rejuvenation of the defensive line regardless, because there were a lot of seniors either through FAMU coming up through the ranks and staying here, or transfers that came in the last 2 years or so, especially last year, with maybe 1 or 2 years left of eligibility. So, I mean, that's not a surprise. And we have to get used to the new landscape, because the player transition, like Kelvin said, and like you see every day, you see players jumping in the portal on the day before. Tennessee State just lost the Buck Buchanan winner on the hours before the portal closed. At least he put his name in. Doesn't mean he's gone. Just putting his name in, probably to see what kind of market he has. But you see that from all players, from all levels, at schools that you wouldn't think. I mean, Alabama's had like a mass exodus. Georgia's had a mass exodus.
Florida State got about 5 or 6 of Alabama players.
So it's
and let me flip it on the other side. Imagine being a school that lets your coach go or relieves your coach of his duties on the final day of the portal being closed. Imagine being those kids.
Well,
you're like, whoa, wait a minute.
The thing is, but the NCAA is allowed, and this is weird, it's horrible timing, but the NCAA allows you a 30-day window for any players to leave.
Coach leaves.
If you have a coaching
regardless
change.
of the portal. Is that regardless of the portal?
Yeah.
Yep. Because even like last year when Michigan State fired what's the guy's name? I can see his face.
Mel Tucker, like in early September, relieved him his duty. They had 30 days in season if they wanted to find a landing spot to just go. So, I mean, this is kind of a weird time, and I don't know if there's any caveats, like you can do it now, you can't do it now, but the assumption is the way the rules written, the Hampton players can, Coach Prunty got this pink slip. They got 30 days regardless of this transfer window. So that's the one exception. They pulled back the other exception with the graduate students, and that was clarified late last week. Yeah. And Kelvin talked about it earlier. Grad students
they had to be in the portal by today, whereas before they just had carte blanche. They could get in any time before. But that NCAA provision that was ratified, I think last week or a week and a half ago, had that stipulation and the grad students got to be in by May 1st. So they closed that. It was almost like, I was thinking last week, it's like akin to like, okay, you moving the queen on the chessboard, you can move any direction and as many squares as you want. That was the grad students, but now they're the king. You can do this, move in any direction, but you can only go one square at a time. You got to be like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me just jump in real quick. And this last comment I have on this, EA, think about it this way. You had to wait till the portal closed. You just had to do that in order to be able to make a informed decision on your roster management. Because at this point, it is roster management. So you don't want to be free nilly willy. Because how you handle even the guys in the transfer portal sends a message to the guys you're recruiting, as well as the guys on the team. And right now, you got a lot of folks who, coaches always said those kids have done everything right. They communicate with them. They went in the portal right. They in constant communication with them. And let me just point out, a lot of them have taken visits, and nobody has committed a jump elsewhere. That tells me something. These are also good kids. A lot of them that have already graduated. And they played a lot of good football. So, you don't just let that go. If they still love you back. So
yeah,
I have no problem with what coach is doing.
You don't want to burn bridges. We're seeing bridges burn on Twitter every day with how some folks are handling the portal. And yeah, I mean, this is just the state of affairs right now with the portal. Every school's going through it. We got the convergence of a lot of different things: portal, NIL, and some other things I'm probably forgetting in terms of all that.
And court suits.
And, so it's pulling everything, and the student athletes have, dare I say, almost like the same kind of free reign that we have in the work world. If I feel like, somebody's not treating me right, I can start looking on LinkedIn and start looking, hey, I can get a better salary, better benefits, better location, or work remote. And the value that I learned from here, I can translate there, and they want me. We're not used to it, but that's what it is now. I mean, for the longest part, the NCAA had rules that initially I thought were benign in terms of controlling cheating and competitive balance. But from the other side of it, once it became big business, it looked at as constraining free enterprise. So that's how we got the TV lawsuit to the Supreme Court. And that's how we got all these channels. And now we got this.
But before we move to a couple other notes regarding track and golf, I gotta take a point of special privilege here, because one of the you guys in the chats are talking about the upcoming national convention and just the need for a real plan. One of the things that Kelvin has, and I'm speaking for Kelvin here, one of the things that Kelvin has been pushing and trying to make happen is a town hall, an athletic town hall at the National Alumni Convention. Not a breakfast luncheon where our beloved AD, who I love the braids, by the way, AD Sykes, love him. Big fan. Where she will hopefully share a vision and a state of athletics, hopefully, right? But there are things that are happening around athletics that need that alumni need to be able to answer. That article that you guys that we trade articles, just to give y'all a little background behind. We trade articles all day. So it's like that's our little back channel. We trade, we find these articles and we trade them all day. This article from the Star Tribune: donors to Gophers face a decision. Give to the school or to the athletes. Related to NIL, right? It's what we've been talking about, right? You as donors, you have tough decisions to make, because you just heard Coach P talk about the needs for the program. You heard Coach Colsey also talk about the needs for the program. You've heard Coach Gordon. Everybody who got up there on the FAMU Day Giving talked about the needs for the program, right? But then you have this day and age, this NIL world, where even if you have all the great bells and whistles, guess what? The players are in a need as well. They have needs and need help. They need assistance as well. And college athletics is making a lot of money, maybe not as much money at our level, because of things like television rights deals that are scaled proportionately less than larger levels. But we as a donor base, we as an alumni group, have to be more vigilant about our giving. You know, we've been getting hit over the head with only a certain percent of alumni giving. Well, who is going to inspire the 93% that aren't giving? Let me just put it like that. I'll say it like that. Who's going to inspire them to give more? Who's going to inspire 40% more to give? Who's it going to be? How's it going to happen? What are we how are you going to give? What are you giving for? What do you want? Do we all understand how this works? These are the kind of things that need to happen at a town hall, where these kind of things are discussed and talked about openly. And we have to stop sticking our head in the sand. Our leaders have got to come forward to the table and be willing to talk about what is going on in the state of athletics. And it may not be as big as the power schools, but it does affect us. And we would be foolish to not address it. We would be foolish to come together in Tampa at the end of the month and not talk about it.
Especially with the foundation board there, the board of trustees having a meeting there.
Yes.
You know, you got all the convention folks, you got the university administration. It makes too much sense, because honestly, I'm not interested in their presentation.
Me neither.
I'm just be frank.
Me neither.
I'm just not saying this here. I put in writing what some of the stuff I'm going to say. But because I think we have as much information and energy, if not more, as they do in terms of what we want out of athletics. We've been talking about athletic capital campaign. You heard Coach and all the coaches talk about facilities. We've got alumni working on NIL deals. You got people like Bryan and Roy, who's been doing great stuff with online streaming and media for years, decades now. So we have a lot of FAMU alumni that are doing a lot of great things in the athletic sphere, that have great ideas, that can bring vision, energy, support around a cohesive, the boosters. I know there's some talks about a restructure there. All these things can be hashed out, and we can leave the convention with a roadmap for our leadership and our athletic director to act upon. But there has to be a will there. There has to be a partnership. I think the university is still learning how to be good partners. You know, they always, I think they've always postured themselves to be, we have the authority. That's great. You do have authority. But your authority don't mean a goddamn thing if you don't have nobody following you, right? If you're not on the same, and we've actually seen this play out in the athletics multiple times over the last few years. So hopefully we'll continue to talk, to encourage, to present our ideas, and hopefully this town hall thing will happen with all these constituents here, and we have the tough discussions, right? The honest discussions, because it's necessary. And again, our championship coaches, we got a lot of good coaches doing a lot of good things, student athletes and support staff. I never want to leave them out. They deserve this. And we as alumni who support and champion and talk about, we bragged up and put it on our apparel and stuff, we deserve it also. So, you know, we just keep plugging away. That's my spiel.
So is the town hall a sure thing yet? No, it's not.
It's not.
We're still trying to make it happen. We're trying to put it before the main people who need to hear it, and we need, you know, they watch. We need them to buy in. And I can't say it any clearer than that. You know, I don't know how many people you're gonna have at set. Look, that National Alumni, they've got a schedule and how they want to do things. And I will say, to me, it speaks volumes having something like breakfast with Tiffany at 7:30 in the morning. To me, that tells me so much about having something that important at 7:30 in the morning. 7:30 in the morning. 7:30 in the morning, folks. I don't know what y'all are doing at 7:30 in the morning, but I just want you to know that. 7:30 in the morning. Yeah. Not 8 o'clock, not 9. 7:30 in the morning. The sun comes up at 6:57. 7:30 in the morning. We'll see you there for breakfast with Tiffany. All right. So we'll just put that out there. All right.
Hey, you gonna address the elephant in the room? The other conversation going on?
No. No, because no, it's not. What did you say? What did you told me?
I don't care. It's true. Let me just put it this way for those who in the chat. Yes, that is true. What Miss Dr. Lori is talking about. It was let me see how.
Yeah, just go ahead and say it. Hell.
I mean, there was a case in court from previous AD, and it was tossed out, and it was tossed out authoritatively. Pretty much saying that it was not only justified, but there was multiple ways to justify any separation. So that's one down. There's one more to go. and that probably will happen soon. And I'm gonna leave it there.
Yeah. EA again. Acceptance of the invitation didn't come with provisions for what invitation? You mean the breakfast thing? Is that what he might be referring to? I don't know. I want to be positive about it. So
yeah, I'm glad it's a la carte because that's probably the only way. I'm gonna be in the Tampa area. I was gonna be there anyway, but you know.
And look, if worst case scenario, if we need to create a town hall off site, I don't care. You know, find a time and say, look, invite X, Y, and Z people. Let's do a live show. You know, or you know, or just do. You know, at some point the conversations have to be had. That's it. It has to happen. It needs to happen. It needs to happen. But more importantly, we need leadership. In such a bad way. I mean, all right. I
we
want
don't
to
want
mention
we don't want to be D2. We don't have D2 mentality. We have a wannabe FBS mentality with a D2 budget.
Yes, exactly. Yes, that budget. I think that should be the first question that anybody. And I've heard Board of Trustees people ask this question. When or how is our budget going to be increased? We can't find $4 million extra dollars. We can't find $6 more million dollars.
You got to raise it, man. You might want to consider P3. I mean, you got to look at athletic fees. I mean, there's ways to get there. I mean, we don't watch Georgia Southern, Troy State, Appalachian State, and we don't watch everybody do it.
Yeah,
it's not rocket science. How you get there?
And I've watched us raise a lot of money too, millions.
Yeah, but honestly, I'm not going to sparse any words here. This is the spirit of COVID coming in. We got to have Dr. Larry Robinson either on board or out of the way, because this whole mindset of you don't want athletics to outshine academics. Come on, man. What are we talking about?
You think that's at play here?
Yes.
Wow.
I think it's an either or mentality, and that's just the wrong. Especially as big as the media is today, and the biggest events that happen on campus, and you talk about the Margin 100, that brand, all the most marketable and corporate attractive entities are some way, shape, or form related to athletics. LeBron is affiliated with FAMU because of athletics. I mean, it shouldn't be that. It's not a hard concept to understand, and I would tell you, it ain't that people don't understand. It's just that it's not their vision. It's not where they want to go. I think Karen said it in the chat, and I responded to it. Absolutely. You used to hear Coach all the time or say, Larry don't care. And you're like, I don't know why people say you don't care. Your actions say you don't care. You're indifferent. But we're gonna keep pushing, baby. Because we like these. We like these.
So
all right.
I'm man, see. Ooh. Okay. Focus. Because we have a track. We got a SWAC championship coming up this weekend at A.W. Mumford Stadium in Baton Rouge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think they redid the surfacing at Mumford Stadium.
Yeah.
And
Looks
so it looks nice, and it's ready for the SWAC Outdoor. Where were the SWAC Outdoors last year?
Prairie View, wasn't it?
Was it Prairie View?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just looking at a preview again. The team is already in Baton Rouge. I know we tried to see about getting Coach G on the show, but he's out at the track or with the team. So hopefully next week we'll be talking to Coach G with a title under his belt, another title under his belt. But some of the top performers, it'll be interesting because I just saw a poll by one of my new favorite Twitter follows, HBCU Track and Field, that put a poll out that asked which women's track and field team do you think will win the SWAC title, the SWAC Outdoor title? Here's it. Who will win this year's SWAC Women's Outdoor Track and Field team title? Alabama State, FAMU, Prairie View, or Arkansas Pine Bluff? Currently, FAMU leading with nearly 50% of the votes, with Alabama State coming in second at 32%. In terms of some of the best times in the outdoor season for the women, in the 200, Nia Blocker has the second fastest time in the SWAC. Alicia Douglas in the 400 has the second fastest time in the SWAC. Douglas also has the second fastest time in the 800, with Lacey DeBoski with the fourth fastest time. Let's see, Douglas in the 1500 with the fifth fastest time. Nia Coleman in the 5,000 meters with the second best time this year. Let's see, Caitlin Smith in the 400 hurdles with the fastest time this year. Serenity Williams in the 3,000 steeplechase has the second best time this year. Our 4x100 relay team of Kimyon McLeod, Brianna Brown Marshall, Dakaya Cunningham, and Rory Lowe, they have the third fastest time this year. Our 4x400 has the second fastest time this year. Of course, Brianna Brown Marshall, she is it. She's her. She has the best high jump, and she's actually 30th in the country. She also has the second best long jump. So you put all of that together, our women, if they have great days, we will be in the running. We will definitely be in the running for the outdoor championship. Now for the men, it's interesting to kind of see what people like Kirk Douglas does. He had the best 800-meter time so far in the outdoor season. He had the second best 1,500-meter time. Joseph DeRozier, distant cousin for Kelvin. He, in the 110 hurdles, he has the best time in the SWAC. He actually has the 23rd best time in the country. So we'll be looking for him in the 110 hurdles. Norman Mukwada has the 400 hurdles, the fifth best time in the 400 hurdles. Preston Loggins has the discus throw, fifth best throw. Quentin Williams in the javelin has the fourth best throw. So we may do some individual successful wins from our men, but it's the women who have a chance at taking the team title.
Yeah, I really think it's going to come down to us in Alabama State. And it's probably going to come all the way down to the relays. 4x4 and the 4x1.
Yep. Speaking of that cross country team, and I'm trying to get us out of here so that we end at a reasonable time, on time. I want to make a quick mention there. Cross country team, our women's cross country team, received their championship rings the other day. Congratulations to them. Shout out to alumni Kimberly Black, who basically sponsored the team's rings. And there you can see how beautiful those rings are. So I like that black onyx kind of look. That black, that's a different look.
Looks good.
It's nice. It's a good looking ring. So congratulations to the women. And again, hey, look, women's cross country, indoor track and field. I'm sure it's been done before, but the last team, I'll be interested to kind of do some research and find out the last SWAC program on the women's side to win cross country, indoor and outdoor. I'm sure it's been done probably more recently than I can think of, but that'll be something to kind of pay attention to. So again, track and field championships will be part of the SWAC digital network starting tomorrow. So you'll be able to watch all of the action live online. That's YouTube, and then just search SWAC digital network. Before we close out the show, got to say a shout out to the golf team, the golf seniors. They were recognized at in between the doubleheader on Sunday or Saturday at the softball doubleheader. They were recognized during the between the two games. Patrick Jean-Pierre, Marcus Taylor, Patrick Wimdalapole or Wimdapole. Sorry, Patrick, if I messed that up.
Yeah, you cut it up.
Miles Taylor and Dion Riley. So congratulations. I like our golf polos with the little golf dude. I gotta give me one of those. Give me one of those, Kelvin. Look out for it, brother. But shout out to Coach Rice and the golfers. 5 guys, 4 of them are graduating. So yeah.
Gotta reload.
And I think one of them is a grad student. I think so that's probably all of that.
Bryan,
Yeah.
Don't forget baseball.
This weekend.
Big weekend. Big weekend. We're home against Bethune-Cookman for a 3-game series. We're 2 up. No, I'm not gonna be able to make it because I'm traveling for work on Friday. Probably won't be back in time. And then I'm working again Saturday, so I won't make it till Sunday.
I'm a trends person. I'm always looking at trends. So I won't even mention about how we fared at home against Bethune the last couple years in this series. Let's just say we need your support, Rattler Nation. This is going to be a big series. Now we've admittedly we caught Bethune in the SWAC championship game. The regular season has not been kind to us against Bethune. So
well, it's contest, but we weren't healthy. We didn't have a number 1 pitcher, all that kind of stuff. So it ain't apples and apples. But anyway, we do need the support, though.
We do need the support. That's the big.
We need to close out this weekend.
Yeah.
Yes, they need to close out this weekend. I think they can. Well, let's just say we need this weekend. We need to win this series. We need to win this series. Two out of 3 would be great, And we have a 2-game lead over Bethune, so keep that in mind. So every game is one direction or the other, every win or loss. So let's those of you who, if you're not able to attend, I'm sure you'll be able to watch it on Rattlers Plus. and we'll go from there. All right. Well, fellas, I think that brings us to a close. I think we covered everything. Real intensive show. Glad we had Coach Patterson on today. Heavy softball segment. So that was kind of new, but it was good. I think it was good stuff.
Absolutely.
So I think the superlatives and awards for the SWAC softball season will probably come out early part of next week after the track and field championships. So be on the lookout for that. And again, make your reservations if you were in the Gulfport area or if you're a Gulf Coast Rattler to get over there and go check out them. But if you're in Baton Rouge in Louisiana, go over to Southern University, A.W. Mumford Stadium, where the SWAC championships track and field will be held. Should be a good crowd. I would love to see a good crowd on hand. Yes, Kenya, we will do our sports awards that we did last year. We'll do that again. That was kind of fun.
It was.
We'll do that. We'll do that. So thank you for asking. Okay. I think we've covered everything that we could cover. We want to remind everybody to make sure to subscribe to the ONG StrikeZone and every social media outlet that we are on: Facebook, X, Instagram, on YouTube as well. It's all ONG StrikeZone is where you can find us. If you're a podcast listener, I'd encourage you to go download the BCSN Pod Zone. It's on Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Apple and Google Podcast. So we appreciate you if you would go check that out and download the podcast, share it. The one thing you can do for us, folks, especially is sharing our platform. Whether you choose to donate, a cup of coffee or a small change, or whether you choose to join the channel, whether you choose to give a super chat, the biggest thing you can do for us is share this show. Share this show with your family, share it with your friends, share it with your classmates. I know you got those Facebook groups of your classes and FAMU, all that stuff. Please share the show. That would do us a solid. So we appreciate everybody's support, your time and energy and passion in the chat room. Thank you, Dr. Lori, for moderating. Thank you to everybody for being well and doing what you guys do. And that's going to do it for tonight's show. For Marcus and Kelvin, I'm Bryan. Things up in the streets. Be well, be safe. And next time I see you guys, I will be a year older. So God bless. Peace out to the 40s. Bye-bye. Good night, Rattlers.
Thank you.